I'm losing it here. Falcons cannot put it on right now. It's a
10
block.
seconds remaining.
Okay. Well, then let's look at the Marcy. All right, she's made some
5 seconds
appearances. She's
remaining.
not dominant by any means. Where are people lacking a player? Because there's always been this back and forth of, is she better as a core in the? I mean, obviously she's not
Mostly
offlane,
5.
Yeah, I mean, it could be
5 over 4.
4 or 5. I think.
I think they're probably setting up for carry here, like some Lina. Lina's really good with Marcy.
Yeah, they've first phased the Lina in most of the games that they've had the chance to do it.
But this is new though. I do like this from Beast Boost. They haven't played the hero yet, so it's good to see that they're trying a new style. It fits when you think SA teams in general, you think a lot about skirmishing, taking fights across the map here, not so much about farming efficiency. Well, sure, some players like K1 we talked about is very good at farming efficiency, but I mean the team as a whole doesn't like to be really efficient on farming. They like to battle, they like to fight, they like to be very aggressive. And Marcy is a hero that can do that very well. And it does fit a lot of the meta heroes right now that you might play as a ranged carry. We talked about if we want to see how you could be playing that. I haven't really given up on it quite yet.
Hello.
Yeah, it can still be a good pick for them as well if they want to go that route. Wind Ranger does come out.
Jenkins, Falcons just don't agree with.
I'm very curious to see how this pans out. I like what. Go ahead. Pick the winner, and Falcons is like, okay, we'll take it. It doesn't counter it that hard, or maybe.
GG. Ngã hay mẹ hoa hay gì nào thôi. Ê. Strain này à,ဟုတ်တယ်. Strain ဖြတ် strain ခဏလေးနော် bro ခဏလေးပါလို့ရပါပါဒီတနေ့ကိုတောက်လျှောက်ပြောနေမှာဖြစ်သွားနည်းနည်းပါထစ်မယ်နော်ခဏလေးပါ bro ဒီမှာနည်းနည်းမဲသွားလို့ဝင်တာနည်းငယ်မဲသွားတော့အဲ့နေဝိုင်းဟိုဟိစလန်ဝယ်လို့ရသေးတယ်မ slate ကိုဟဲ့你们နေ့ကလည်း slate ဝယ်ရတယ်မနေ့ကဟာလေနေ့ဟာ3-4ရက်လောက်ရှိနေပြီဘာမှ3-4ရက်လောက်မရှိဘူးဒီမနေ့ကဝယ်ရတာမနေ့ကတော့စိုက်တော့ဝယ်ရတယ်တနေ့ကလည်းမဟုတ်တော့ဒါนี่ဒီနေ့နဲ့တော့4ရက်မြောက်ကြီးဖြစ်နေပြီဒီချာစဉ်းစား
Windrunner is a fusel buyer.
Okay, don't tree and.
I feel like you just don't go to fusel.
That's a good point. I've not seen it. Maybe if there's one time for this facet, it's against Medusa.
I don't think it. I feel like you just don't really think about just bursting the Medusa. I just feel like the damage, and I think what people are really overlooking about the Whirlwind facet right now is how fast you farm, right? Like if the focus fire, you don't farm, right? I see all the time stacking agents for Wind Ranger. Wind Ranger is just getting really farmed by just farming stacks, pretty much. And I feel like that is why this hero is being picked so much. It's because as all carries that get picked early on, these Linas, whatever it might be, this Wind Ranger, the carry has to be good in lane, it has to be able to farm fast. And Whirlwind enables the Wind Ranger to do that.
What if the Wind Ranger was a 4 and then you get focus fire? That's what you're looking at, but
you can play 4, sure.
Yeah, that actually sounds really good.
And that's why they picked the puck here to leave that flex open between is there going to be a more advantageous carry or post 4 that they want to last pick on.
Yeah, that legit sounds good. I mean, people on 4 in general are going like 1 or 2 utility items and then carry items.
I mean, if you're going down that route, do you like Slug against Dusa? And
Bat and Centaur.
Oh, because then you don't even have to worry about farming or building that up for yourself like that.
Team ban.
Some heroes, I mean, Slark's just in a spot where we haven't seen him, I think, for reasons. And I feel like that reason is just his laning.
I mean, he got buffed a lot with the Barracuda. I thought he could like make a resurgence, you know.
I mean, it's definitely possible.
His laning is much better. I mean, Falcons,
it's a good Slark game, I will say that.
Falcons is the team that'll pick Slark. It's just they play it as an offlaner, not as a carry.
That's true.
Ranger ဒါပူဇင် full လဲဖြစ်နိုင်တယ်နော်ပူဇင် full လဲဆော့လောက်တယ်
play Doom.
မတူစား carry လား support လား liquid ကတော့ support ကြီးဆော့သွား
No.
10
I mean,
seconds
there's a
remaining.
couple of heroes like Flarg, Anti-Mage.
Rider
This is pretty
Disco က
decent.
hero တွေဘာလဲမသိဘူးစားရည်
I mean, anti-mage kind of suffers in the lane, I feel like, against
Dire
Sentinel.
team
Yeah,
dead.
it definitely does.
tiny
Don't want to
shaker
pick PL. I mean, yeah, Anti-Mage is just, I don't think Falcons is really thinking about it.
I don't think anyone is.
Yeah, for reasons.
You pulled that one out of the trenches there, Theo.
I mean, it's just historically, like, if you see, if you see a Medusa
10 seconds
and
remaining.
Storm Spirit on the enemy team, that's when maybe
And
you're
Leshrac.
Leshrac.
5 seconds
I was thinking we
remaining.
might see AM as an offlaner if Medusa is picked as a carry, but Medusa's more played in the other roles these days, and then obviously Falcons already has the Doom.
I mean, yeah, we talked about the Wind Ranger being
Radiant
flexed, but this
team
Medusa is also flexed, right?
Oh, they actually went for
Oh, interesting.
I'm very curious what you guys think about the matchup of Dusa
ထိုးရတော့တဲ့
because can't you just stone gauge?
ထိုးရတော့ carry ပေါ့
and
နော်အဲ့ဒါ runner position
re-ult
4နဲ့
your permastun?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this matchup is big
10
bad for
seconds
Medusa.
remaining.
Just
You're a
silence him
ranged
and pop
hero.
the Megalo.
Is he just picking
Yeah.
for the picking it
You
for
buy
the lane,
Pi.
5
and you can have the
seconds
dispel against Bear Rider, Napalm?
I mean, it gives them what they're missing in their lineup too. They can do Roche. Generally, just a pretty decent hero. I think.
let's pick
Centaur
up
as
ပါလေ
well.
ဟိုကောင်နေ
They
hero
have-
ရဲ့စားရ
if you
ပါ
can get a
ဒီ
net
မ
off,
တူတာ
right,
carry
you
အဲ့
can,
ဆို
like,
မတူတာနဲ့
lock
မာ
them
စီနဲ့
down.
ဝါရှိနဲ့ mid ကောက်ထွက်လာ mid ကဘက်ကိုဘယ်ကောင်နဲ့
I
ကော
mean,
က်
this
လာ
does mean Nat, you were right about the Windrunner being the
Cool.
fourth position.
I just want to know what facet is
Hello,
picked up
hello,
before.
hello.
I would be.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in seeing what his build is because I do feel like a second or third item diffusal blade will
I would see
probably come
Drow.
out.
That's not.
On the side of Beast Coast,
Yeah.
it's going to be their last pick, and you think shift the Dusa.
ကွန်က
Choose your hero.
Good there.
ကွန်ကရဲ့ TI မှာရအောင်စောင်းဝမ်းနေ
That works.
လို့တွေ့နေရ
I
တယ်
mean, this hero
တွေ့ရချက်တွေ
has been winning most games that play.
BK KP
He's picked a lot against Injure, but they already know this is not going to be a carry.
This
And
is
he has Focus Fire selected currently as the Wind Ranger.
what's the mid conk? Is it also Blade Mail Crimson?
Yeah.
It's,
He might go Axe.
Oh yeah, Blade Mail Axe and
because I do really like the Crimson this game. I mean, I guess there's a Centaur that's also able to buy it, and probably should. He has higher strength. But the Crimson is amazing. This Troll does small damage instance, it's very fast. Windrunner, small damage instance, it's very
What more options for
Yeah,
the
it's
Hive?
not like they
How to
got-
shut them down.
Free
They got
Ranger,
outpicked
that's a
and they're
fabula.
underdogs here. It feels like they have a very good draft here going into Falcons. I don't think they outpicked them either. I think it's pretty even. So they got them a good shot. They just have to not get skill diffed here.
+1. I like
Plus one. Jenkins, anything else?
I
Are
wish
you
I
gonna-
could be devil's advocate, but
Yeah.
I agree. I actually really like East Coast draft. I think there's a BKB hero in the troll, BKB carry. Even Doom is a, he goes and he presses Doom. Like, you want to stall the fight for a period. And Kunkka is excellent at doing that. Centaur is excellent at doing that. You boat, damage reduction, you ult out, and then you re-engage. And I think that Falcon's draft is a draft that you want to, like, back out for a bit and then re-engage against once they don't have cooldown. So I really like Beast Coast draft,
Tropic guy.
but I think Falcons also has options. And Beast Coast hasn't won a game yet, so it's rough.
It's tough.
Key ne
I do
arrow
like
key
to
lue ne
I'd give you a little
blue
bit of
key
favor though, but before we head into our game,
AWD key à bài
let's head on down to Nomad who's standing by with Owie.
Thank you very much, Nat. Yes, indeed.
Key lue ne di ma
Valley
pin
2000,
lo ya
we're
le
gonna
di
be
ma
chatting
le
about
ma
draft. My first question is,
four position no four
do you feel
position
need to
key ya di
flex
ma
the
pin lo
win
ya
rate
no
draft?
ma di ba ma pro chi la
Crypto
mu
said
so
that
mu
he
ya
likes to play this hero into the Marcy
Alright,
Diesel lane.
pin lo ya
Originally,
di
we
ba
honestly
di
weren't
phao
really
key ya ma
considering
ma
it
tao chao
before,
pi
but
ro
we
pi
just
chin ne
felt like
hu wa
Wind
pi
Ranger
la ya
was a 4 we wanted, so we Troll was a carry that worked.
ai Iron Brand နှစ်ကိုင်း
And,
နေတယ်
do you have any concerns? Do you think there's any pitfalls in this game with the drafts you've seen?
Honestly, I think it's a pretty good Kunk. It's like a hero that's pretty strong this tournament. We gave it to him in 24.
Fatality,
I don't think it auto wins a game or something, but honestly, we didn't talk about it in the draft, which is usually a bad
30
sign.
seconds to
But I
battle.
think we'll be able to manage.
Are you lost?
All right.
Hey,
Well,
number
okay.
one.
What about your team then? You know, who do you think's set up for a really good game here? Who could pop off?
I mean, I think our bot lane should be pretty good. Like the trolls should be pretty free. And like for me, like when we have pressure on side lanes, like our team will feel very comfortable to play. So I think that would be good for us.
The battle
All right,
begins.
Ali, thank you very much. And now get into the game with Trent and Lyrical.
Nomad, and yes indeed, we are here as Snake King is going to maybe die, or is all of Beast Coast gonna die? It was looking so good, and then as soon as we entered into the game, it actually started to look bad. Alijo trying to stay alive there. Actually, it's not enough time that Moose killed Snake King. Oh, wow. So first blood going away. There, Furion from Aoi. They didn't talk about the Kunkka trend.
No, they did not.
အော်အဲ့ဒါဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ဘရိုအဲ့ဒါဘရို
It's early.
ကျွန်တော်ပြောတဲ့ဒီမှာပဲ
Right?
ပေးလိုက်တော့ဒီ
Early in the
စက်တင်
morning.
နဲ့
We
ဝင်
saw
ပြီး
some
ဒီ
of
ဟော
those
က်ကြီးမှာ
faces
ဘရို A လေးပဲ
there.
ဒီအ
Maybe
တက်
some
မှုနဲ့
faces
ဖိုး
that
တက်
need
မှာ
to
A
be
လေးပြန်
watched
ထောင်း
here,
လိုက်
and
အဲ့လို
apparently
အဆ
some
င်ပြေ
drafts need to be discussed. I love the honesty there from Aoi.
Oh yeah.
Giving Nomad all the good deeds, and yeah, it is a nice looking Kunkka game. So it should be a good one. We talked a lot about this whole setup, right? Like clearly coming into this, yeah, you're the underdogs as Beast Coast, so they come to this plan. Like, how do you deal with this win
ဒီမှာ A ပြောင်းလိုက်ပါတော့ပြီးတော့ဘရိုဒီဘက်မှာဘာပေးရလဲကြည့်လိုက်
limit the
ဒီ
options
မှာ
that
ကြီးတွေ
Falcons.
ဘာ
But
ပေးရ
Princess,
လဲဒီဘက်
just give it to me. I'll play support.
And you know what?
ပြီးဒီ
It's
မှာ
something
ကင်မရာ
that
F
we'll
down
talk
left
about
မှာ
it
ဘူ
because
တာ
there
ဘာ
was a
ပေးရ
little
လဲ
bit of
ကြည့်လိုက်
chat
အဲ့မှာ
we
ကြီး
saw
တွေ
on
ခါကြ
Prince's
တယ်
Twitter the other day. He's like, I just want
Yeah,
everybody to know
Bowman,
I
I
didn't
didn't get
choose them. And considering the last couple of performances at both
Big
TI
it,
and the
big
road to TI, and some of his fates that were handed out there in that one. But it is interesting that you think about why they ended up making this swap. They took the Wind Ranger into the Centaur, but then we're like, you know what? We're going to give it to Crit because he feels like it's good in this lane, and obviously the focus fire gets to do so later on if he can build into a Diffusal Blade. That seems awesome. But it does mean that it's, you know, Falcons kind of changing their draft a little bit. They're the ones that are making the adjustment to what Beast Coast is putting forward. We'll see if it works out for them.
Yeah, sometimes we have these discussions and ideas of like, oh, play your own game, you know, don't twist your draft too much to counter the other team. But if you're so good, you know, you want to be able to make these big shifts to say like, not only are we so good, we're going to play these heroes that are just like straight up better versus these matchups. So that's the idea. See if it pans out for them. They did wind up with the old Troll Warlord. You know, we talked about the carry pool expanding quite a bit lately. Many ranged heroes, technically ranged, right? It's half and half.
Technically, it's taken a lot of damage. Also, figuratively, what's the opposite of technically? Is it figuratively?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Okay, well, technically and figuratively, Skitter has to run away. It's a bit of a rough one up there, man. They are really putting in the pain.
Get a couple of annoying duos, I suppose, on the offlane, right? More so this one than the Wind Ranger. The Wind Ranger just kind of pokes and you can't really shut her down, but...
Literally, that's what I was thinking. I'm sorry.
No, that would be...
It's fine.
No, that would be the opposite of figuratively. That's not the opposite of technical. Just to be clear.
Keep him back. Maureen had to make the jump through as the wave is underneath Lumpy's tower there. He's already have his bottle built up. Of course, one of these young guns coming in. You know, everybody talking about the big teams hiding the strats. Maybe it was Beast Coast all along. They're hiding their power level. You know what? We're going to lose all of our games, and then we're going to come in and win 3 lanes against Falcons. Look at the CS here on board. They're having a great start.
Pretty good. You are not wrong. It's nice to see Kunkka in the mid too.
Oh, yeah.
Now, a lot of these offlane Kunkkas, their auras and everything, we get ourselves back to the high tide.
Give us a Radiance.
Radiant structures are fortified.
But he might end up doing some damage here to Maureen.
သူကနှိမ့်လိုက်တာလို့
Hurt for it. Been a little bit of play around there with the Tidebringer to get him into some phase shifts. Still a tough lane for Maureen so far.
ဒီမှာအနေငယ်တော့နောက်တာ
You know he's going to be eyeing up those rotations. Lumpy just pump faking a little bit with the torrent to see if he can catch him.
အဲ့ပြီးတော့ဟိုကအများကြီးဖြစ်
Steps away. Whole level
ပြီးတော့
ahead
တင်
right
တင်ပါ
now.
ဘောဒါပေမဲ့
Now, it's not easy to make your combo work on the puck as
Ay,
phase
oh, I don't know,
shift,
yeah,
force
what
to
the-
jaunt away. And of course, X is the lower duration now, so you can't even try and do some sort of pump fake plays to make it work. But maybe with some rotation, if you bring in something like the Marcy or the Batrider, they could make some type of a play there. But honestly, just winning the lane is pretty nice too, because there's no pressure on these other lanes. They're having a good time.
Yeah,
as I say that.
Yeah, Fake, remember, that's a low HP pool once that mana's gone.
Jumps off to the side, gonna pull Crit back further. Now Crit keeps a little bit out of position. The Gorgon's Grasp. Now here's the thing. New Dusa. Crit said that he liked the lane against Dusa. Was it this new Dusa?
The Gorgon's Grasp. Nobody expects it. Yeah, I mean, you're trying this idea about like winning these lanes and stuff, and just like trying to pressure the Puck and shut him down. But if you're just stable and you have this lead, like you have the Medusa, so yeah, you aren't just kind of chilling. There's certainly pressure here on top. Patience. And I really want to be chilling. It's not like you're playing a puck game where it feels like no one else in your team wants to fight. That's just depressing. That being said, as long as you have the right mindset of just like farm like crazy, it can still work on the hero, but it's not going to be as effective as some of the other scaling mids. Puck wants to fight as much as he can, especially when like you want people like diving the tower to rotate too.
Speaking of diving the tower, there might be a little bit of a move coming in, although the TP rotations with Batrider headed over that direction. They missed the rebound. Almisho, not a ton of mana online. So with the Gorgon's Grasp, will that be enough to take down Amar? It is looking like the answer is yes. 3-1.
Keep it with money I'm low. Keep it low.
It's more well-known heroes here on the duo. Using one early.
And I mean, I think that's an interesting little dynamic here too. Is
Radiant's middle tower is under
does
attack.
have a shield rune, so that's going to keep him a little bit more tanky than he would otherwise. All over the place. Almisho still on the hunt. More mana for the flame break. But you get another stack here.
I don't think this results in anything other than just being a
Very annoying. It is really annoying.
I mean, it's funny because there's like zero.
Gives him the smile.
There's no way he dies. It's like impossible, and yet he just still keeps chasing it, forcing him out to just have to go back and be like, this is so awkward.
This is gonna stay.
That time means that they can make the move over here for Skinner. Do they have enough damage to find a kill though? The Torrent follow-up connection is there. Not quite level 6, and well, with another round of double edge, another stomp in a moment. Controls live it a long time. Well played by Skinner to get himself out of that. Was close.
That pressure on Malrine though meant that he couldn't rotate. That's the dream for a Puck, right? Like that is where a Puck should be, TPing in the tower and coiling two heroes, but he was so low on HP and mana that he couldn't actually make the play. Instead he's running up here.
What is happening? This is a crazy thing. Now trying to find Snake. Lumpy low tries to find the finish. They get down one, but now that has made his move over. Vitaly in trouble. Silence has another stomp and a double kill. A little bit of retribution coming back the other way as they find moves will bring him down too. Good play from Falcon.
A little bit too far there. Too close to the sun from East Coast, losing 3, tied this up at 4-4. That lead falling to the wayside now as Almisho's going to take the time to push in the mid, knowing that he can't be caught by Malrine at the moment. Man, that was like a late Puck coming to that fight too, right? Like he didn't even get the orb damage to start. He was just able to limp his way in there to throw out the coil, but that's all he needed.
Well, but I think also to be clear where the current state of the game is, I feel like that was needed from Falcons to kind of pull back this tide that was building into the favor of East Coast. And I'm not sure where exactly we sit at this point, but you look at these cores, they're all getting farmed on East Coast.
Under attack.
Gabe, I have such good news for you, buddy.
What's that?
So what were we discussing during the draft when we saw that Wind Ranger come
well, the Focus Fire, we were talking about that a little bit, and Diffusal Blade.
He's rushing Diffusal.
Okay.
That was currently the plan.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that you can do at this point. I like it a lot.
We'll see if that comes to fruition here.
To get level 6, that's for sure. Amar, nice little step back there. Able to get the Gorgon's Grasp. The flash is going to connect and quite finish it off.
Yeah, missed out on the coin flip there pretty much, right? Is he going to dodge right, dodge left?
Who's low?
Styling in.
Yo, what is happening? They pull him back in, try to take down Skidder decided to go for Snake King instead, and now they're not going for anybody. El Mishu, he gets brought down by the troll. Big Snake goes out, connects onto Skeeter, but he's fine.
Dyer's
Crit's not done yet though with that winner, and he wants to keep on pressuring. Feels invincible.
Getting a kill here. Juke.
Nobody misses 3 shackles in a row. Come on, Crit.
Wow, they got him with the foil.
အဲ့နင်းလို့ခိုင်းတာ
Cheating a little bit there, but that's fine.
နင်းအခုခဲလို့
He
စော
didn't hit him with the power shot, that's for sure. As Amar wants to run down this Centaur.
Radiant's bottom tower
It's a
is
big
under
HP
attack.
pool. Yeah, some heroes you doom them and you can just walk away. Centaur, not so much.
Still queuing up that blade mail and going straight there to beat Orchid afterwards.
Yeah.
Paul?
And he's fine with that build as well. Super solid versus the puck.
Radiant's
Puts a lot of
bottom
pressure on the
tower is
itemization of the
under
puck.
attack.
Go for it, slows down the offensive possibilities because you probably want to get that Yules.
Mark's there to secure the Fizz. Still holding on to this bottom tower here. I'm rather comfortable with it. They're going to cut the wave up top. Oh, it's the Venomous Volley. I was wondering which of the facets she was going to go. So every 5 attacks, it's the poison. It reduces movement speed, attack speed, and cast speed.
ချက်လိုက်တာဆိုတော့ခင်းရရှိတယ်မင်းမရှိတာ
I don't know if I've actually gotten a chance to see that one.
ငါကြံတယ်ငါနှစ်ကောင်ပဲစားတာ
But to be fair, I just haven't seen that one.
Yeah, what we do is support Medusa. Including some of those high-level pubs and Foxy Escape. But this is, as you said, certainly core, currently top of the board right now. So.
Oh yeah.
Radiant's
Good
middle
time.
tower is
And look
under
at that
attack.
stacks being built too. So she's gonna have a nice little piggy bank to go back to in the later stages. Of course, the big question mark is gonna be, will Crit be free to just focus fire her down with a diffusal blade? Troll obviously will be able to do some pretty good damage, but he's going like more the Maelstrom route. It feels like this is really Wind Ranger's game to try and shut her down if possible.
Yeah, and that was something you brought up when we were talking about during the draft, is like, if they do that, if they go for this focus fire build with the diffusal, like, that puts a huge target on Crit's back. And then how much can anyone else target the Medusa? Troll has this Gleipnir, doesn't have the same itemization. If the Wind Ranger's dead, how much of a problem will Deuce become?
Deuce onto Snake King, popping ulti. Overgrowth is there. They make the move over from Malrine, and well,
ဘဝကျွေးတာရအေးဘဝကျွေးမှု
love
လုပ်
to
တာ
be a kill without the coil, but they end up dropping it. Okay. Not what I was fully anticipating.
Oh, and now.
Chase right onto him. Good damage. He went for the dive forward, and well, Malrine is going to get punished for that one as they chase down and kill the puck. On the other side, though, Zeus is starting to fall low, but the bolt comes in. Damage mitigation. Decides to walk forward, finds the kill onto Snake King, and now Skeeter, he's in trouble. Lumpy's right on top of him. Looks for the Tidebringer connection. X marks the spot after the torrent. He misses on that torrent. X comes back off cooldown. Now with Battalion nearby, they're going to be able to find the Stomp double edge and the kill.
Well, they're going to get out with the Stone Gaze as well. Pick the exit route to the right. In your face, he says.
Jeez.
Backing away. What have we become? We have Arcane Boots, Maelstrom, Troll, Warlord. He deserved to die, frankly.
Wait.
သူကတော့အဲ့ဒါမသိလေဟိုပါလေဒရမ်ဆိုတဲ့ကောင်ကြာနေရအားကိန်းမှုစိမ့်တူဆိုင်ဒါပေမဲ့အိပ်ပြီးနေပဲနိုင်နေရတာ
And Arcane Boots and Gleipnir. They didn't even look at their hero.
It's really gross. But you know what? That's what Dota's about.
Dyer's bottom tower
new
is under
stuff.
attack.
Living your life out there in the world. Blade Milk Uncle
Radiant's
walks
middle
high ground,
tower
says,
is under
yeah,
attack.
you want to battle? Want to do something, Skinner? Eat another boat, why don't you? Moves with the chase, finds him right there in the stomp. Ooh. This is not the start that Falcons thought they were going to get. My God.
No, they're coming in here, taking these stacks right away from them. I love how Moose has this like 2 points as well in the dispos. Like even though it's not that much of a difference, but just that little bit extra damage rate doubles the dispos early. He's been super active and aggressive. His Medusa doesn't get the sidekicks or anything early on the laning stage. They can try and like boost that up. It's just we're gonna be moving this game. That's been the plan, and it's working out really well for them.
Dyer's
3K
structures
lead.
are fortified.
I think it's really cool seeing.
Crit though in behind. So they will not get a double wisdom rune this time.
Right.
Good sneak away there.
Heads up,
Dyer's
that's
bottom
needed. If you
tower
get
is
double
under
wisdom
attack.
at 14, it's pretty rough. Yes. seen that they have already come on in and stolen that one away. Have to let it go.
Dire's bottom tower
Let's
is
get a
falling.
power shot. Yeah, Manta done on Dusa now. Spamming out the waves. Let's see how they do over this next couple of minutes. But this 4K gold lead being built by Discos, and the fact that Skitter keeps dying, he's
Radiant's
bottom of the
middle
cores
tower
right
is
now.
under attack.
Yeah, that's not a great look. Troll Warlord here, and of course, at least it is the Maelstrom into the Gleipnir, so this isn't your Battle Fury troll who's like in total disaster mode.
Right.
Well, I guess you could look at it two ways. Because now when this Gleipnir comes out, are they actually going to be ready to fight, or would it have been better to just be Battle Furying away forever?
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, so far it's not looking good. I mean, in her next item, you're in some real trouble.
Mà lấy rồi à, lấy rồi ha.
And finds Skitter again!
Radiant's
The
middle
Flame
tower is
Blade
under
pushback, Lasso will beat. Oh wait, he doesn't have mana. Alright, but I got the X, it doesn't matter. They find and kill.
Hấu đầu rồi
This troll going down. 2, 3, and 5. Not where he wants to be. And the reality is, like, you've got this Wind Ranger that needs a Diffusal Blade to be relevant in this fight. Still a little ways away from that being done.
Yeah, it's coming up soon. I mean, soon is, I guess, 1,000 gold recipes a little painful these days, but
Dire's top
that
tower
will be the
is
next
under
plan
attack.
here. I mean, you have Doom Midasing away on the side lane, so Falcons, of course, pretty stompy this year over a lot of teams. There's actually not
Dire's
that many
middle
games
tower
where
is
you're going to
under
find
attack.
them having to make the comebacks. Team Spirit, you know, they love losing early. Team Spirit are
Radiant's
classic.
bottom
You know,
tower
we think of them as like a bit of a Titan of Dota right now, but many times I have seen them in such a similar situation,
Dire's
and I
middle
trust
tower
them to
is
make that
under
big
attack.
comeback. Falcons, you don't often see here.
Right. They haven't had to be put into that position. Question is, how do you respond to that type of adversity in the midst of, you know, the road to TI? It's this tournament that you sort of look forward to the entire year. It's a little bit scary at this stage of the game.
And Amar has done the by Midas, utilize it, sell, just to get your XP bonus, and now he is using that for the pipe.
Okay. Go. Your one tower going to go down in the mid lane.
They are going to be really dependent. I feel like we said this just
Dire's
yesterday in our
middle
other
tower
matchup,
is
but they're going to be
falling.
super dependent on this like one fight. You know, like when
Yeah.
the Gleipnir comes out, they want to have that pipe there. They need everyone to be grouped up. They're going to have to hit all their spells because they have these skill shot abilities like on the Wind Ranger, which have been
Kiểu
troublesome
vậy.
early on in this game. But they need one super solid fight here.
They find Amar. This is not the way you want your fight to start. Gonna take one creep before he goes. They're
This is
even
not a fight.
saving the lasso, man.
Yeah, no point.
Two.
Top
Oh,
tower is under attack.
He's probably dead.
okay.
Wait, what level's that to?
Dire's
Ở
middle
đâu giờ
tower is
giờ
under attack.
Vậy
Math. That's fine.
Tí quá đúng là vui xoài.
That's not good. Trent, that's not good at all.
No, I mean, they're playing a super split game because they kind of have to. They feel like they can't fight them 5v5 right now because their troll's not ready. So they're just spread it all over the map, but they do have pickoff potential, right? You have this Blinking Centaur, you got Stampede, you got Marcy, who's been pretty aggressive this game, and then a Batrider, who now has Blink Dagger.
Right. When you look up top there was a nice little observer ward nestled between two sentries.
Mà
of
đua Arcane này mà
Falcons
thua
that was
liền, mà
not
đua
found,
ra bro
which
Arcane này
scouted
nào mà
Skitter
so ra là
making
mía này
move
bro.
to the other
Cái
side.
mà
So
là lâu.
that
Mà đua
ward
ra Arcane
so
story bro, không
much
phải chỉ là thua
information
lâu giờ
about
Arcane vui
where
này.
Falcons are on the
Thua lâu
map.
Arcane
Yeah,
vui
right
này.
from the beginning, when Almisha made that rotation through mid and planted the ward in between the tier 1 and the tier 2, they have kept these aggressive observer wards here throughout a lot of this. So not only spawning for these ganks, but they also, when they were trying to recover this game with the earlier rotation,
Thua lâu
they
Arcane vui
missed a
này
bunch
là
of
change được
Skitter,
này.
he just like, that is the safest farm.
I wonder where the dire carry will be.
And they scanned him out. Do they find him here on this side of it, though? They're gonna take a look to the left. He'll show up in just a moment.
Quá kìa
And there
nhí.
he is. How you doing, sir? Lasso, although Crit now moves in, is it just gonna end up being the death of both of them? Skitter in trouble. Stomp connection gone. And you know what? I mean, they'll probably find that ward, but it's made its money's worth. The third death up there for Skitter.
Dire's structures
These
are
ghosts,
fortified.
they got their number right now, and again, just super
Dire's top
aggressive
tower
wards
is
right
under
now.
attack.
Cái khám vào lúc giờ xong rồi chi à. Nhớ để
What
nó ba cái
a
này.
performance here. We said you talk about, oh my god, they got him. Yeah, they're all over him. Falcons nowhere to go. Can't even put up a fight right here.
And once again, it's another sentry that just misses the ward. Like, consistently over and over again, these wards are just sneaking around here and giving you these free little pickoffs.
East Coast having not
Dire's top
won
tower
a
has
game in
fallen.
the entire group stage are now on the verge of taking down one of the favorites in the tournament in this game 1 of a best of 3. Now finds Amar to try and make his escape slowed down from the poisonous volley.
And you got the Gorgon's grasp these days. Where are you gonna go?
There's nowhere left to go. He's blocked in. Amar the blocked as he gets chased, exposed, and killed.
They did lose El Micho at the same time. Malrine picked up a kill.
Nice.
So they get something back on the side of Falcons. All it took was an amplified damage rune versus the port, but you get there.
Well, and I guess this is the thing, is that, you know,
ဟုတ်တယ်ကိုငါတာနေရှယ်ရွှေးလို့ကောင်းတယ်ကွာ Ace man လေးနဲ့ Light man လိုက်လူလေးတက်လိုက်
have like really good laning stages, but they do have a lot of tools here to try and delay the game and wait maybe for that next timing once all of their heroes are online.
Yeah, Malrine has reached the annoying stage where he has Euls and maxed out spells, so he's very tricky to catch. And you're going to
Pretty
be
good job,
a lot now to push out these waves, but that's where the wards are going to come into play again, right? You get these kind of like side
Pretty
lane
good,
wards
yeah.
that you look for when people are they think that they're out of vision because they're like waiting for that next wave, but you've got your eyes on them. Right. Probably the next set of vision we'll be looking for here, but it's also 20 minutes, which means 21 minutes coming up very soon here for the Wisdom Rune, so you make this play. Like, this is the ultimate way to start the game, right? 20 minutes Tormentor Steel plus Wisdom Rune for 21. That's the dream.
Likewise, Falcons trying to get set up on the top side of the map to see if they can maybe secure Beast Coast's Wisdom and try and pressure down this top tier 1 tower. But yeah, of course, if they do decide to make the full move for the Tormentor on Beast Coast, it's hard to replicate that for Falcons over on the other angle.
Yeah, and they're sending Lumpy back.
Okay.
So he's gonna get their Wisdom, maybe? Oh yeah,
Waiting.
He's got a torrent play here.
Oh, and he got some with the silence.
Radiant's top tower
Takes
is under
him
attack.
back. This is gonna be
Dyer's
hard.
middle
Yeah, he is getting kills because of Wisdom.
Stampede. Oh, he doesn't go to his...
တေးပြီတွားရင်တော့လွင့်လို့
I think it's gonna work.
ရောမယ်ဟာ
Coil drop down and Mallory. Nice play. Although Flame Break not pushed back yet. Still in trouble there. They get the Orchid. Second salvo, both connect. And just like that, they use the lasso. Mallory. Oh, nowhere to go. They're body blocking each other though. Mallory, get out of there. Barely. Yes, he goes to escape.
လွတ်သွားတယ်ရော
All right.
လွတ်သွားရင်လည်းဘာမှမစတာသေး
Wait for it. Does he take down Moose? Moose gonna live.
Perhaps this is the turning point. Malrine's great escape.
I mean, Scooter just died again. That is a bit of an issue still. He has Gleipnir Arcanes now on the troll, so no, just needs a couple more items.
Just a couple more. I did not come into this game expecting to be looking for the many ways that Falcons could get back into a match.
Right. Forward here. Right click sort of follows.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
Chase him for a moment, but it's just going to be a tier 2 tower taken. If you're Beast Coast now, how do you think about trying to sort of close this one out or solidify the advantage that's been built up?
Definitely a no panic and just protect your Dusa, right? Walk behind her. That's one of the best things about Dusa is that she simplifies the game in a lot of ways. Right? She's just a stupidly super tanky siege wagon.
That is pretty nice.
Dyer's middle tower is falling.
The hardest part is balancing your attempts to kill Puck while because you're going to see the Puck constantly looking at the side lane. And so the idea is have to balance wanting to punish and kill this Puck. Oh, okay.
That was
getting a little spicy. While also protecting our Medusa.
Yeah.
The Gale Force, okay. That could perhaps help pull the Medusa out of position.
And Crit does have the Diffusal Blade now. Gonna actually go in for a Dragonlance.
He did have a double bracer queued up after,
Dyer's
but
top tower is under
decided
attack.
that might not be necessary. Went for the 2 circles.
One of the problems is that this butterfly is actually about to be done. It's completed. I mean, that's really scary.
So that was a good idea, I gotta say. Butterfly versus
Radiant's courier has
Troll
been
Wind
killed.
Ranger.
Yeah, they're gonna be hard to kill. There's no two ways about it. This Aegis could be like the nail in the coffin if they decide to go for it even. And how do you kill this hero if like everybody's around him? Even at high ground, I don't think it's easy because they don't have like displacement heroes on the side of Falcons. be a tough
Radiant's
game.
middle tower shot falling to the Radiant.
Centaur has not decided to go all the way in for the Crimson Guard yet, which is a little surprising. Eyeing up a Yules at the moment.
I mean, I don't think they need the damage reduction.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, I'd rather just have the catch potential of the Yules.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Snaking. Will he out. Realizing what's from there. Show groups with the rest of his squad. Gonna push out this mid lane in just a moment.
Yeah. Captain Moose has the gem coming out here. This is like the closeout item. They just want to play
Right now, yeah, bắn nói là
Opportunity here. El Misho in a bit too far. He gets punished. You saw it, by the way. It was like a 9k gold lead a little bit ago. Falcons getting some freedom on the map, and they're starting to close that gap a little bit.
Yeah, and you know they're going to be getting in behind, catching these waves. They will not make this easy for you.
No, it's not a free win from this point forward, even though they have a lot of the tools they need. Still, nothing comes easy. Range creep. I don't know if it's going to get in range. Try and take this wave with them. And it looks like they are eyeing high ground. Okay, even without the Batrider, they feel confident in this. Which, fair enough.
It'll take them a while to get here. But it is a treant, so I mean, living ever going, you kind of have to commit.
Yeah. No, if they're making this move, it needs to be a dead tower. Jackal.
Dire structures are fortified.
Use a glyph now. Another wave coming in behind. They do not have the troll in here at all. He's out on the map farming at this point. The illusions keep on beating it down. Mana burn.
Green smoking in behind now with the crit.
They find snaking. Oh no, you need everything for this fight. And they're not gonna get it. Malrine tries to take that out. Good damage out there, but still living.
Nice pipe.
And look, I mean, Deuce is still just standing there.
Yeah. People are fighting. Big one mind, one plan here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Buildings start to fall, and East Coast come in with the perfect answer in this Medusa. Now the lasso. They get stunned. Gorgon Grass goes out. It's more than enough damage. He is out of there. And now with creeps in the face, why do you have to leave? There's no reason. 2.5 minutes left on Aegis.
Yeah, they gotta clear this wave.
This is not gonna happen quickly enough. The wave up top still stands.
I mean, that wagon's just beating away.
Yeah, they're hanging out. It's having a good time. It's the catapult onto the Wind Ranger effigy as a symbol of everything that's been done here today so far. A smoke up. Can they do anything? They still have focus fire diffusal blade, but it's an Aegis that they have to contend with. Wrap in to join with the rest of them. Thinking about walking forward here. Moves tally nearby. They find the Kunkka. Pops the pipe. Turn. Stomp. Not going to connect. They have the latch of the shackle. Still at the ready. They have everything if they need to use it. The Doom is down onto the Marcy. Not a terrible play there, but they do get the Gorgon's Grass connection. It's going to be Marcy all the way dead. Do they have any more? Stomp, Stampede all the way forward onto Amar.
Buyback from Moose.
Trying to get out of there. Got to be careful. Oh, good torrent connection. The boat is going to land. And now Skitter jumps forward, finds him. That's Lumpy dead. An opportunity here with the lasso down. Skitter's still out in no man's land. He's going to get whittled to death. With 2 heroes dead, 1 on each team. Looks like finally Beast Coast might play a little bit safe here.
Dire's middle barracks
1 minute
are
left here on
attack.
the Aegis. They got some good picks there on the side of Falcons, of course, but cost you a couple things. Death of the Troll, buyback on the Treant. You force the buyback out of the Marcy, but you're not getting these big kills. Like, you can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to attack the surrounding cast of the Medusa, and Pink recognizes that. That's why he's gone for the Scythe. Because he knows he's already indestructible. Right. He has the butterfly. Can't really kill him. He's got enough damage. Just wants to make sure that they don't just blow up his allies. So has this Scythe to essentially protect anyone around him who tries to get jumped by the puck.
Now, there is going to be another scary window here as the Aegis is coming closer. I mean, you can still die on this Medusa. It's possible without the Aegis. See if Falcons decide to make the move as Troll is respawning. Kunkka still a little ways
Here comes
away.
Level 12.
Jackal, a latch.
He wants to save it for a post
And 10 seconds left on this Aegis. And with that, are they gonna chase? Oh, it's a little bit too scary. There's so many creeps in the base.
Yeah, they know their limits on Beast Coast. Well done.
Okay, they're smoking and gonna run back in. I mean, if they get a pick off, it's awesome. Taking an opportunity to catch one. Stampede jumps in, finds a more. There's the Gleipnir, now the stomp on the 2, trying to do the damage. It's not quite enough. Managed to find the shackle latch. Amar getting lower and lower. He's gonna eventually die. Snaky gets the overgrowth. They push them under the tier 4 towers, but it doesn't look like it matters. Although maybe with a buyback, there's opportunity. And he's going down, no Aegis. Medusa dead. That is what they needed. That's what they're waiting for. Moose is gonna die too. They went in too far. Tally trying to get his buddy out of there, and it's just gonna be enough damage to take down that Kunkka. 3 dead for 1. Falcons managed to hold off this high ground.
You could see the hesitation. Elmisha wasn't gonna go.
Yeah.
He was not gonna jump. He was like, okay, we can maybe get a cheeky pick top because you know someone's gonna come and clear that wave. They're gonna think we're gone. And Elmisha goes
Em ấy là ý là gì nãy là chiều lên để sao bị đây là
I guess I have to go in. And then he goes for the lasso, immediately gets Gleipnir. First time it's useful in the entire game. And that's what forces this fight.
Man, what a close one. And again, you know, you can see if the Medusa runs out of mana, you don't have that Aegis, there's an opportunity here. This Focus Fire just ripped her to shreds too.
To be fair, the mana was already gone.
Oh yeah.
Crit just kind of got forced off to the side.
Man. Well, a big win there, cutting this lead down. But the question is, has there been too much damage already done by Beast Coast? You're down with no more tier 3 towers. There's only 1 set of racks left. I mean, certainly, if Beast Coast managed to get another Aegis, it's going to be Megas.
Yeah.
There's almost no way that doesn't happen. So the question is, can they contest that?
Now, there is a chance that this, like, if it's a max Roche, it might not be bottom.
Okay.
But you can pretty much bet that it will be bottom. It's extremely likely it's going to be on the bottom Roche. So you could definitely just, like, set this up with the vision. Like, come, you know, a minute from now, start prepping your vision. Because, yeah, I would say Aegis is the win condition here for Beast Coast.
Medusa, very far ahead of everybody else, but is a hero that has these limitations. The mana, once it runs out, you die pretty freaking quickly. Vitaly does almost have the Crimson Guard completed, but the lead has been cut down to just 6,000 gold. You can see that swing that happens. Still a very strong lead built by Beast Coast. Can they close this game out? Oh my god, was that a Monkey King bar? What the heck? Crit is huge. Okay. I mean, that changes a lot. Yeah, now, I don't know. Like, can she, like, alone solo Dusa if there's nobody else nearby?
If he can get to her, he can't solo her, but he can do a lot in terms of, like, if he hits the shackle, he can definitely do a lot to her mana.
Yeah.
Create tuyệt không tỉa với gì vậy?
Make it done here on the big stage. See if you can find it. With the rest of the squad. Smoke up now.
Oh, it's a pretty quick Roche as well here. If they get a pick and go back to check, you might find it, but it's a smoke from Falcons here to the east.
Nó là vì mà tức là vừa truy vì. Tức là giờ bóng nó còn điểm mà đang siêu.
Medusa very, very low, already doomed.
Check em đi, xóa đi.
Chase down and Medusa is dead again! The rest of the team, they don't have anything to do damage in the rest of this fight. Falcons, they might have found the perfect opportunity here as they take down the Medusa away from her squad.
You're never out of
dead.
What the fuck? 4 protect 1 versus the Doom. They're so dependent on this Medusa having a good fight. And just, I mean, he even had the sense to, like, Manta and send them up, but that almost made it worse.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, well, that's the real Medusa. Instantly, we know there's one Dispel down. It's not going to have that. The Roche was fast. Now it goes to Falcons. The win condition's out the window. And, I mean, it was just free. You know, he holds the site until Crit shows up, manages to get him within in a second here, but then it doesn't really end up mattering.
It's just way too much. The rest of the team was not there in time to help him out, and he just swarm her. The overgrowth that came out there at the end, too. I mean, you gotta find a way to keep her alive. This game has been looking so good, but I mean, it kind of doesn't matter all these racks down and dead now if you can't win a fight. And in fact, I mean, Falcons, they now have the gold lead. I'm not seeing what's stopping them. How do you
a fight that's not that disastrous? There's still problems, right? Like, there's still some problems. Troll doesn't have MKB.
True.
You know, if this Medusa isn't doomed immediately and swarmed by the entire enemy team, the fight will probably go better for Beast Coast. But yes, now there's an Aegis on this Troll, so some other problems have now arisen. Yeah, and find some good solutions here if you're Beast Coast.
Skinner still does like no damage, it feels like. Like, look at this. It's really close to the end there. But nonetheless, time will tell. We're gonna see an Aghanim Scepter coming out for Lumpy.
Oh, did he actually finish it?
He has 3 components of it.
Ah, I see. Hey, he's been thinking about that a lot.
Race moves to the Wisdom. Just like that, it was a big couple of changes that have happened over the last couple of minutes. We can listen in now to what was going on in those pivotal moments.
Ah, clear sailing now.
You can see right there, just all of the emphasis coming in was all about that Deuce in those fights. And then afterwards, it's like, all right, help Skinner.
Yeah, crit. He's like, help, help.
One of those moments, though, that changes everything. All it takes, those couple of pickoffs. Daedalus now done.
Yeah, Daedalus is finished. The Eggs is finished and complete, delivered to the Kunkka. So they have some opportunities for the big Wombo combo. And yeah, recognizing how important the split push was, Malrine did pick up that Aeon Disc a while back. So being able to just catch these waves, put it out, that means that they're pretty unlikely to catch him and get the punish. And Falcons can pretty much force the fact that it's going to be an Aegis fight, you know? Like, I don't think you're going to be able to pick off this puck and feel like you have a good numbers advantage. It feels like if you want to go for a battle right now with East Coast, it's probably going to be 5v5.
Right. No, absolutely. And realistic, they're calling like they want to go down that lane.
I mean, I think you can. I do think they're strong enough. Like, if they can actually just force that lane, right? Because, like, look where their creeps are top, right? They actually have sort of an opportunity here. And it's really hard to get the creeps in this position. They can try and push the creeps up and see if they can force somebody to come out that's not Puck to maybe get a pick with the bat. I think it's probably your best bet.
I mean, I guess that is the other dynamic here too, right? Is that, I mean, it doesn't, I'm not sure if they're actually going to go for it now. It looks like they're just pushing out the lane, but I do kind of wonder, like, you want to take the safest route possible of, like, waiting out this Aegis and then making the go. But I do also wonder, like, if you wait long enough where Troll finishes this MKB, if you wait long enough where Amar gets one more item, are you fighting from a position that's, like, impossible to win a fight at that stage?
I actually think they're trying to force it before that. I think they want to fight, like, now.
Yeah.
I don't think that waiting's going to do much good. I'd rather fight Aegis Troll than MKB Troll. Yeah. Because maybe there's a chance you're Medusa. Maybe you could argue that if the Troll's on the Medusa anyway, it's going to be a bad time. I don't know, because, you know, she still has miss opportunities, right? She only has Samantha, right? So maybe she just can't swing the whole fight anyway if Troll gets on top of her.
They're in position right now. I wonder how much that they can get.
ဟုတ်တယ် bro ကြက်ပြောင်းကြီးကနည်းနည်းပုတ်သွားလို့ခံစားရတယ်နော်ကြက်ပြောင်းကြီးတုံးလည်းမတုံးလိုက်ရအဲ့နေရာမှာ Scary ပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ် BKB ပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ် BKB လောက်ဆိုတော့မစိုးဘူးပြောရမယ်
Seems that they are just going to wait it out.
အဲ့ကြက်ပြောင်းကြီးကဝယ်ပြီးတော့မတုံးပါဘူး
I mean, already
အဲ့မှာပုတ်
there's a
သွား
couple of, you know,
ပြီးတော့ damage ကလည်းမထွက်တော့ဘူးဗျာအဲ့လိုဖြစ်သွားကင်းမထည့်လိုက်ရင်တော့မစိုးဘူးအဲ့နေရာ
back on regardless of what the outcome is.
ဘယ်လိုစားကြီးအဲ့လို damage လည်းမထွက်ဘူးခံနိုင်လားဟို damage ခံနိုင်လားဆိုလည်းအရင်မခံနိုင်အဲ့လိုဖြစ်သွားတာဗျာ
Make sure they don't make any more.
Slippery escape.
Oh yeah.
A few key moments in this one.
I mean, that's the thing. You're playing against one of the best teams in the world. Any mistake that comes out, they're going to punish. Tier 4 neutrals though. Seal Totem, taken by Moose. Who, in his own right, you know, Marcy can do some good damage, even though it's the lowest net worth hero in the game.
Yeah. No BKB though, so.
Right.
နည်းနည်းဆုံးလို့လိုက်ရတယ်ပါပွဲကအရန်တာနေရောဗျာမဆုံးလောက်တော့ဘူးဆိုပြီး
decline in terms of that green line.
ကျွန်တော်မခံပါတော့ဘူး
Even though Dota Plus.
Yeah.
78%.
Radiant's
Ooh, I'm
bottom
78%
tower is
Now
under
we're almost
attack.
25 though. Might be by the time this fight actually happens.
Oh, they have a creep wave mid. Are they just gonna walk high ground? Medusa Illusions are gonna push it first. Maybe wait and see if anybody
Radiant
TPs back
structures
to
are
defend against this.
Radiant's bottom tower
Or
is
they
under
just
attack.
go for it. The TPs are gonna take too long. I think they're
Yeah.
gonna go for it.
Yeah, they're just gonna try and get the
Radiant's
megas.
bottom tower has fallen.
Alright, I like this.
This is a bold play.
Dyer's
Anyone else in
bottom
team help?
barracks are under
Going,
attack.
going, going. Just step forward with the Medusa. That's one down.
I mean, they have the clip, but they don't even force it.
Okay, so it's just the rain tracks they got.
But hey, no one died.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Definitely counting that as a win, I think.
Oh yeah.
For Beast Coast. You get up there, sure, you give a lot of farm away to the other side, Puck gets 25, Coil pierces immunity. Guess what? Medusa doesn't have a BKB. Real carries don't buy it.
Do you know what I'm more worried about than even the troll MKB? This crit BK almost done. That's real scary.
Yeah, that's pretty much gonna force the lasso, feels like. He's only level 16, so he doesn't have the full attack speed.
Okay.
Of the 500 with the defusal, you know?
He's farming. Staying out there. On the map. Either down to a 6-second BKB, crit is delivered. 9. Do they decide to go again? Pipe, Crimson, Medusa with Butterfly, a lot ready. They're gonna send out the illusions first. Lasso finds one. Not a bad one to get. Snaking in trouble. Snaking dead. Does have buyback. Buyback status. It's on everybody except for Crit and Boots.
Can't quite get there. No stats, resistance.
Again, Jason, Mar looking for a wraparound now. Wary of this.
Yeah, they have that buyback on snaking, so.
He's smoked up. Who's Glimmer Cape breaks the smoke. They see him. Now gotta be careful. Run away. Jump forward. Wants to find him. Do they have it? The coil is already used, and now the focus fire. It's gonna come out soon. Already down to about only a quarter of mana. But the damage he's done is so insane. Winner comes great. What the heck is doing? The back was there right at the moment. Trying to take him down. Malrine pulls everybody in closer, but Medusa, that's the buyback. Now Yule Scepter lift up onto Crit, trying to chase him down. The Storm doesn't quite connect in time, but now they have enough for the finish. That's 2 dead, no buyback. And with Medusa coming back in, they look to end this right now. The Hex is there, in your face, East Coast. It was getting a little bit dicey, but eyes on the prize. Tier 4s. Buyback from the Puck. Are they going to be dissuaded from going any further? Tier 4 is ready. That's the glyph now. Now they back away to go get megas, or they're just going to try and end it, I think.
Amar selling items. He's trying to get the refresher. He sells enough for it.
Refresher. Curry Courier. The facet. The facet. Get back to base. They needed a time. Silence is there. Roach getting lower and lower. Yule Scepter lift up. He's still fine for the moment. Trying to move in and find anybody. But the Hex was there. He doesn't get it off in time to doom. It's not quite coming out. The boat is used. The base is exposed. Everybody focuses it down. And GG is called. Beast Coast win an upset in game number 1.
Oh, they've got to feel so good about that right now. Yeah, okay. It got a little spicy, but you know why it got spicy? Because they had the curve.
Let's get out a piece of water.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
The omniscience.
Game 2 လေးစောင့်မယ်နော်
this hero should be in the early phases, either pick or ban right away. And on top of it, I didn't really like how they switched the Wind Ranger to a support. I felt like if you committed to Wind Ranger, you have a Treant in the game, you just need to be confident. Because you pick those two heroes together to kind of deal with the Blade Mail and the Retaliate from Centaur. And then in the end, I don't know what's the thought process, they decided, okay, maybe that's not good, you know, after they see the Medusa, and they decided to, you know, pick another carry, which I also felt like it was weird, you know, because Troll is not really that great against Medusa later in the game, you know. He's okay early, and maybe if you do better in the lane, but he also didn't do well in his lane, he also lost his lane.
Yeah. I was gonna say, does Troll beat Centaur in lane? Because I feel like this is also another, like, run at you and, you know, slowly poke you.
I feel like with Treant you
type,
should though.
Type hero.
With Troll and Treant, you should.
Really, don't you just go 2 points and retaliate, triple bracer, or two bracer chainmail?
I mean, I feel like Centaur can always win any lane with the right support matchup, right? But I think melee heroes have the hardest. So I think you should be able to win that lane just because, as you mentioned, you're laning with the Treant Protector. And it should be able to give you that sustain. But I do want to say, like, I want to highlight the... Well, of course, Centaur here, he did really good in this particular game. I like his itemization with the Yules. Whenever you play against Troll, he's anti-Troll, right? He has the Crimson Guard, he's got the Yules on top of that, and we also saw the Kunkka just building as well, like the Aghanims with the Rum debuff. He just made his team really hard to kill. And this Troll, you mentioned it before in the post game, this is like a Dream Crimson game, and we saw this Troll have very little impact in these team fights.
He didn't get Aghs until super late. It was like Gleipnir BKB. I'm not even sure if he finished the game with the Aghs. So the Aghs would dispel the Crimson Guard. My bad. Yeah. So it's, but he didn't feel like, so he didn't have Aghs. So given the other heroes in the game and how the game was going, he felt like he needed the Gleipnir and the BKB. I mean, any game where you're behind, you need a BKB. You're not running into a fight.
Even against Bear Rider, I think it's quite common to get Aghs because you don't want to be dragged around in the fight with the sticky napalm, the flame break.
I just don't think it's particularly good against Medusa. Like, you're some spell casting, spamming hero against you know, Medusa who loves to get these wand charges. It's just not that great.
Yeah, I wanted to highlight the supports on Beast Coast a little bit as well, because in bot lane we saw Moose end up getting a nice rebound and getting first blood onto Crit. When I think of Falcons in general, I generally think of like Crit and Amar always winning their lane, Amar always being top net worth, but they lose that lane, and Elmisho also makes a rotation down there to continue to keep them down in the laning stage. And I feel like if you shut down Amar, like that's already a great path to victory, because he's normally like, almost every single game I watch, if they're winning, Amar is like #1 net worth in the game, out of control. Doom is no exception for that. So I think these guys like had not only a good strategy, but they played it incredibly well too. These supports really held it together in that early game.
Yeah, I can tell you, Amar is like after the game, I don't want Wind Ranger in my lane anymore. I mean, it's hard, you know, that lane it's not like the strongest lane. And if they're going on Doom, like, I feel like if I'm a melee offlaner, I want a support in the lane that either has some stun or something to protect me. You know, Power Shot, it's okay. You can kind of slow them, but it's not very reliable when they're diving in, they're TPing in, the Bat Rider in, you know. Like, there's nothing much you can do to protect him, you know, apart from just run away and just let him die.
It's no hoodwink, that's for sure.
I also think about, Jenkins, when you're talking about this Falcons draft, you said they're almost a lineup that wants to poke a little bit or try and like bait out some spell usage from the side of Beast Coast, disengage and then re-engage a little bit. But it was really hard to do that when Beast Coast had the lockdown of the Centaur and the displacement of the Marcy, and then you had the Gorgon's Grasp now, like they just had so much. And it's like on the side of Falcons, you have the Overgrowth, which is a long cooldown, almost 2 minutes, and then Coil.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I think Beast Coast team was better at doing that, because it's like, yeah, okay, you Coil, you Overgrowth, you Doom, all these things are placed down, all of a sudden you Kunkka Boat, there's the Rum buff for the duration of these spells, you Centaur ulti, you leave, both cooldowns are down, but then the team who has the item advantage is obviously going to win the team fight here. And the reason that Beast Coast had the item advantage, I completely agree with Fear and want to go off of that point. I love seeing Moose on Marcy. I think that he looks the best when he's on roaming heroes. I'm just going to lay all the cards on the table here. Moose is a 4-player. He's not a 5. He switched to 5 for this team. He's always been a 4-player, and he's an exceptional 4-player. So I really like to see him on heroes that can rotate and be active. They do really well when he's Enchantress. They do decent when he's like SD. I don't want to see him on a Treant. I'd love to see him on Marcy. This is traditionally it's a very 4-style hero. Clockwork, I think he'd look very good on. So I just feel like in this game, they have figured out something that works for them. And I'm interested to see if Beast Coast is just powered on now, and if we get a very competitive game.
Speaking of Treant, do you like seeing snaking on?
I was gonna say it was the first time as well for Falcons playing Treant Protector in this
Because it's kind of funny too, because I played with snaking for a long time, and my read on him, even when he played all roles, is he was always an offlaner, right? Who played many different roles.
One up from the full.
It's offlaner, right?
It's how it works, honestly.
And then when he came into the scene as a POS 5, he often played heroes that got farmed very easily.
Farm very easily. Canali Bano, bro, yeah. Fair con game to Galamala.
How to play this hero without ruining the game for your team, because you can just be able on this hero and not be in the right places, and if you're not in the right place in the right time on this hero, because you have that invisibility, oh, I can be so deep on the map playing by myself, like that's just not the right way to play it most of the time. So this hero is not easy to play map wise, especially at this level of competition.
I mean, one thing to note, right, when you're looking at a Treant player and whether you want to know that he knows to play the hero, is like you look at the middle game. And when everybody is farming, is he actually always far away from his team? Because I feel like if the Treant player is good, he's always trying to look for information. If the Treant player is not really sure what he needs to do, he's always going to be near his team, like just maybe a little bit of ahead, and not really exactly trying to scout the enemy team. Like you're always trying to stand at the edge of a tree, and you're trying to look for rotations. I think that is like a sign.
I like my position 5 to break smokes too. You know?
Yeah, you're going to do that naturally if you're trying to constantly look for information.
Yeah, as long as you're ahead, but not on the opposite side of the map of like your team. Yeah, that's where I see most tree players. They're just like,
no, I
hey,
feel like even if you're behind,
I don't
you
think
should also be across the map. You should try to look for something, because if you're behind and you're also in the base with your team, you're not exactly doing much.
You know, I think if you're going to have a greedy 4, you can't have
Treant
as your only, like, quote-unquote support, the one that's building support items. Because he wants to go so much more, and it's like, okay, but is he still going to really be able to get maybe the Greaves you wanted, because none of your other cores or support wants to buy it? He's still going to get the 4 stuff so you can get in, or a Blink Dagger or something like that to be able to have anything impactful with your spells.
We've done it again. We've talked.
I'm done.
Yeah, well, this was Fear's fault actually.
This was your idea.
Okay, players and a Treant hater. So
let's go back to the game, to the series overall. The biggest question that I have in the forefront of my mind right now is it's a best of 3. Crit put out a tweet a couple days ago because they topped the group. They had pick, and he said he actively did not want to pick Beast Coast. He would never actively pick another South American team. And for people who don't know the backstory, back in TI11, the last iteration of EG and Dota, was they picked Thunder Awaken. They got 2-0'd by them, went down, got beaten again by another South American team, and eliminated from TI. So I wonder if he's got a little bit of PTSD. Maybe the vibes right now in Falcons aren't so great. He's like, South America's going to do it to me again for another year here on the road to the International.
I think just generally.
Is that why he suggested to play Wind Ranger 4?
Yeah.
That was
exactly
blow.
it.
That was a low blow.
Yeah.
I think.
Can we remove him from the panel?
Generally, in SA teams at TI, they don't mess around. Like they're consistently much better on LAN at TI than other regions are. And Fear, we talked about it. You think part of it is because they do actually mess around. Like they don't care as much. They don't feel the pressure as much as some of these other regions.
Yeah, I mean, it's like very difficult to like know exactly, but I think the way they play just doesn't change no matter the situation, right? So it could be an unserious qualifier. They'll play the same there as if they're playing, and you know, a TI qualifier, it might be. And I feel like when the nerves get to a lot of these teams, it feels like these SA teams just kind of shrug it off and still play their own style, and they don't get affected as much by it.
Yeah, a lot of
course,
teams
case by case.
during TI, they actually play a lot safer, and they draft a lot more stable. They don't really maybe try to pick heroes that they feel like it's good, but they rather choose the more stable and more team fight, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
East Coast
team fight.
woke up this morning and they're like, they got in this game. Are we in a pub or, you know, are we in a competitive game right now? Who knows? You know, they're gonna play the same.
The exact same heroes, the exact same play style for themselves, whether it's their warm-up pub or an official here. But game number 2 draft. For Beast Coast, their 2 bans are still the same. On the side of Falcons, though, Nature's Prophet was in that pool that they wanted to take out. And now I wonder if they want to leave that open for Skitter to potentially pick up, or if they are okay if Beast Coast want it. Just kidding. I'm going to stop talking.
I just want to see a Conker or a first pick right away.
Okay.
That's the true test. Like, it first started where everyone was picking Wind Ranger, and then started... a lot more. This Conker is getting last picked somehow. I think in further series down the road, we're going to see Conker sneak his way into like the early bans for sure. But then we're going to see teams start experimenting with, what if we just first pick this hero? Is this hero that good? And if it works, it's just going to be permanent.
I mean, Falcons has done it, and
yeah,
it worked out great for them. So they are.
We need more of a sample size, I think.
Yeah, sure, but you know. They are playing right now. Maybe they'll realize after giving it to Beast Coast in the last phase that that's
so what is
potentially
the
a mistake.
answer to Conker? Timber?
Well, I think they like to pick the Tusk because of the Drinking Buddies. Snowball is a save for if someone looks like they're going to get maybe perma-stunned or really locked down, and so it gets taken out.
Oh no, it's not the Conker. It's the Doom.
Yeah, so that one's going to be a swap up. Both these teams like the Doom as their opener. Falcons had it for game 1, Beast Coast now for game number 2.
I mean, I wonder if they're going to ban the Medusa, because we all know Skeeter, he loves buying arcane boots as a carry. And Medusa's the best hero to buy arcane boots on as a carry. And also good versus a Doom, and they just lost to a Medusa with a Doom. So I don't think you pick it right now. You could, but
yeah,
they're
first
probably
pick would be suspect.
Oh man.
This hero is also good versus Doom. Pretty much when you think of Doom, you want to play a hero that just pops some abilities that even if you get doomed are just going to still persist.
You don't
so
care.
you link, you press R, you know, these TBs, they press meta, stuff like that. Like, you don't really care if you get doomed, or if you get doomed, you're still going to do a lot of damage, and Razor does fulfill that.
There's a lot of places this Razor can go as well for the side of Falcons.
It can, but I feel like against a Doom, it makes the most sense to put it as a carry.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know if the mid Razors really thrive.
Are you a fan of like a position 4 Doom? Like when you pick Doom early and you see the enemy making some adjustments to counter your lane, like do you think that moving it to the 4 role is...
I just don't, I feel like that type of strategy is almost dead, where you're just like overly flexing heroes. I feel like these players are just...
I thought you were making a joke about how they moved Wind Ranger from 1 to 4.
It actually happened in the group.
And they lost, right?
Yeah.
That's my point. Like,
that's why I thought Winter was leading to.
These players are just so good right now at these meta heroes that they have a strategy to make it work no matter what they're playing against, instead of like the old days where we would just start shifting pieces around to confuse your opponent and just win by strategy like that. That type of strategy, generally speaking, as we saw last game, isn't working as well as just like being the master of like this hero, knowing how to play in every situation. And that's exactly what Falcons does in general. Like,
yeah, they invented that meta.
They did, yeah.
And it looks like Beast Coast also believes that. They ban out the Luna, so they think that it's going to be a Razor mid or a Razor off lane.
Is Razor mid good though right now? I don't.
It depends on matchup.
Yeah.
He's only good in specific lanes.
It is usually Malrine or Amar playing this hero for Falcons, and Beast Coast believes that as well. Kunkka ban. That makes sense.
Yeah. I agree with that, but like, have they been playing much Razor this tournament?
Amar.
Played it once on him.
They always go back to it, it feels like, every tournament, even when it's a bad hero.
Because it's a hero that overlaps with a couple of their players.
Yeah.
The hero pool, so it's always going to be on their radar.
I mean, I always made the running joke that...
They also didn't win with it, by the way.
Yeah, they didn't. Skeeter in the past has loved playing Razor. Like, he loves this hero. But then he got on a team with Malrine and Amar, and he just never got to play the hero.
No, he doesn't play it.
Hey, he's played it twice this year in officials. It was at
Good for him.
PPL
Yeah.
Balahia. he
I'm
got it
making a
picked
bold
up
call here. Just keep
when
playing.
they had a substitute.
Clock Razor,
Razor.
that's pretty
Clock.
strong. That's a pretty strong lane.
They're setting up for this Doom, I think, in the safe lane.
So do you need like some Rubik here to lift the clock away to protect the Doom if you want Doom to be off lane?
ဒီမှာဆို NHA ဆိုရင်
Or some way to protect it. You need like some way to deal with this
NA မ
clock.
ဟုတ်ဘူးအဲ့ဒါ fat အဲ့ဒါ
Jakiro?
ဒီ
Cogs.
ဟို
5
နောက်တဲ့
Okay, sure.
level 6 chakra လေအဲ့ chakra တစ်ခုရ
That's
တာ
pretty good.
It's you can actually get kind of far just farming cogs. You legitimately can.
စလိုးတယ်ပေါ့နော်
I don't know why you're
စ
laughing.
လိုးတာ
at
တစ်
it.
စက္ကန့်ပဲ
It's just such a goofy
ဒါပေမဲ့
counter.
damage ပါတယ်ဗျာ
Yeah, it
အဲ့လို
is.
မျိုး
It's a silly innate.
တင်မဆိုရဲ့
It is very
innate ကကြတော့ဒီ
Yeah, I've always
တစ်ပင်
loved
တစ်ပင်
Fire
ဖြစ်တိုင်းမှာ
Razor.
mana 10ပေါင်းတာအဲ့ဒါတင်
You
မ
kill
ဆို
wards
ရဲ့
faster,
innate
you do so many things faster.
Yeah. I think
10 seconds
I like
remaining.
Snap better because you can just low committal like cookie the person out of the
Yeah,
cogs.
that's true. Oh no.
Oh
Sniper.
god.
This is your hero, Andrew.
Oh god.
How many rapiers does this hero need to be viable?
5.
Sniper.
You farm 2 and then lose them and then farm 2 more and then kill the guy with the rapiers and then you get them back. That's usually what I do. But
What about that extra rapier? That was like
10
had
seconds
2,
remaining.
lost 2.
there's
dropped.
probably somebody else will buy one because they're like, well, there's already 4 rapiers in the game and then you get
5
theirs.
seconds
You know, I would
remaining.
like it if the sniper is going mid and I think Razor's going mid. That I would be okay. But if it's
You-
a sniper and Doom,
Yeah, I'm not so sure about a sniper core against Clockwork. I feel like you've got one of the best backline jumping supports in the game. You ever catch this guy out, he's so dead.
I mean, you do buy Pike, and doesn't the grenade?
yeah,
help
it
you
helps
out?
you.
That's
Definitely.
why okay
I don't think the matchup is that bad. Like, they're just sure it's annoying, but there are ways to go
favorite
around
hero
it.
လေးထွက်လာပြီပေါ့နော်
This is a really strong draft so far from Falcons.
Yeah.
They have a lot of damage.
Snap, clock.
Yeah, physical damage, magical damage, and it's super long range. Like, Clock hooks in on somebody, yeah, he's gonna die. It's
10
Clockwork, who cares?
seconds remaining.
But the Razor can nuke from far, and the Snap can drop the ult on whoever's in the
5
cogs, and they're like
seconds
guaranteed dead, no matter who it is.
Yeah, this pick is pretty exciting for me because it's going to show which 2 players are flexing the Razor. And it's going to be Malrine and Skeeter flexing it. So Amar is taking on the equation for the Razor here. And yeah, so Razor can go mid and carry now. Still think most likely it will be going as a carry. just
Centaur
because
Warren now.
it makes a lot of sense, the Clock Razor lane, right?
10
Snapfire
seconds
Centaur lane.
remaining.
Don't think you're going to find anything better. So most likely just need Malrine to pick his
5
hero up
seconds
next. But
remaining.
Beast Coast, they also need to pick. Well, we don't know where Sniper's going, but most likely 4 with the Doom. So I'd pick your carry here, I'd say.
I was gonna say, do you think Centaur is a bit of a block pick, like to cover the Lina Windrunner type ranged heroes? Because there's a Marcy
But
again.
can't he just morph? I feel like morph.
ကျောင်းကြီးက
Okay,
ကျောင်းကြီးကဒါရ
that's
ဖြူ
very
က
smart.
ဘလို့3ယောက်ပဲရှိတယ်
That
ဘလို့ရကျွန်တော်ရဲ့နောက်
Yeah.
2ယောက်ပဲရှိတယ်
I almost feel like Amar probably would, in an ideal world, want to play something else. But whenever you have this 4th pick in the draft, and then there's the final pick out of this phase, I feel like you have to kind of cover your pick.
I feel like there has to be a gotcha pick here for Beast Coast. Can't really. I mean, Morph obviously is by far the best, but I feel like there's a lot of good options.
Okay, they pick it anyway.
Yeah.
Every time Jenkins is like, well, the Centaur really dissuades the Wind Ranger. The opposite team just picks up the Wind Ranger.
I feel like the Centaur does not dissuade them.
Yeah.
I think you might
At
have to
this
change
point.
the viewpoint of that.
Do you not think that's a conversation that they just had? Like,
10
I mean, it's a
seconds
decent
remaining.
hero against Wind Ranger, but if I'm on the side of the team that's considering
5
my
seconds
carries, I
remaining.
still feel like Wind Ranger as a whole is a very, very...
Yeah, they both had a conversation on both teams, and they both decided Wind Ranger's fine versus Centaur.
What if they moved the Wind Ranger to pause 4?
Oh no.
And the Sniper into a core roll?
This is genius, honestly.
I'm just gonna shut my mouth here. Look towards the bans here. Falcons are gonna have their last 2 bans, but Beast Coast taking out Dragon Knight, right? They're looking. Dragon Knight can also be that flex where at the very last moment you can either go into the mid, you can go into the safe lane, and they have that between the Razor too. So it's a nice overall cover ban, I feel.
Yeah, the hero has not been winning very much this tournament. It's been picked. I think it's the most picked hero of Road to International here, but I think it has about 40% win rate. But it does fit what they need. I mean, you just turn into a dragon if you get doomed. The Inferno Blade does hurt because you're such high HP, but you do have lots of HP to kind of...
I mean, does it also tell you that they might be going for Puck? Because they don't want to DK into Puck matchup?
Turn to ban.
Yeah, yes. I mean, Puck doesn't look... Yeah, Puck could work.
I mean, you don't really mind laning into
Yeah,
Razor.
I mean, I'm sure Falcons are thinking about it for sure. They just played Puck themselves, DK banned.
And if you're Clock and Snapfire, you can't really do too much against Puck. It's hard to gank.
Yeah, so Falcons are just thinking right now, like, what hero do you want to play Malrine? Or maybe Skeeter, most likely for Malrine here. And just like, we'll ban something for whatever you pick next. Can you counter it? Because Beast Coast, they have to pick first here, which means you do have the counter pick. So if he says, I have like 3 options against Puck, and, you know, you can't ban them all out, then they'll probably leave the Puck, right? So they're probably banning the heroes where he feels like...
What was the Monkey King
Monkey
Puck
King,
matchup
Monkey
you
King's
talked about,
available.
right? So they'll leave the Monkey King in and...
I mean, then again, they should ban the Monkey King. Like, Beast Coast should ban the Monkey King before they're picking Puck, because they have
They
one
banned the
ban.
Puck. They decided they didn't have enough options. Good call there to ban it out. Now Beast Coast get 1 ban into pick.
Yeah, Puck would have been good for both sides, but Falcons, there's no way that they would get it.
Yeah.
No, but that's what we're saying. You leave the Monkey King in, then so that if they Beast Coast pick up Puck, then you're willing to pick up Monkey King.
But they could ban Monkey King here, right?
It's just so good for the Beast Coast draft that even if the lane is bad, I think it's still worth it. It's like we're talking about with the Windrunner Centaur. Like it is a counter in a way, but the hero is just so good for the game, and there are ways to deal with it that even though it's a good counter, it's still worth picking.
Yeah, I want to see a hero for Beast Coast that, yet again, can play with these supports. That'll be pretty good because Doom, he takes a while to get online. Eventually he will be an initiator, but it takes time.
They need like a frontline, like primal, tiny type of hero. If you're talking about like just in terms of how they work when they're going to the rune and fighting, because Marcy and Sniper, they're kind of gonna wait for someone else to initiate and then they follow up.
Well,
So
Mishu
those are,
does love his primal.
I think those are the type of heroes that will work with Sniper and Marcy support duo. I mean, I don't know about Ember because Ember kind of got nerfed a lot, but he's in the category of those kind of heroes.
Yep, he does play a lot of Ember. It's not particularly great of a hero though. Oh, they do go for the tiny. Yeah.
Yeah, that's his type of hero. He's been playing at this tournament. It's kind of what they needed. It's
How's the lane against Razor? Do you consider putting Razor into Tiny or the lanes whatever for Tiny?
I mean, you just have to find a replacement for that, for Doom, right? And I don't know if there's anything that great.
Is Timber still in the game?
Yeah, Timber's still in the game.
Okay. Yeah, Timber looks amazing here. Well,
does Malrine play a lot of Timber?
Yeah, he's Grandmaster.
Okay. Oh, it is one of his.
Yeah, he
okay,
definitely plays Timber.
But it's
I always see a Mar on it.
It's trash versus Doom, but you have a Centaur to get you out of the fight, so maybe you're fine picking the Timber here.
He prefers Monkey. I think this lane is actually not that bad for Tiny, right? I feel like it's not like a Monkey King Puck lane, you know, where the Puck can't really do much.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure anymore. I know the old Crash Landing was like really good because every time he went on you, you would just throw him into the creep wave, throw your tree, and it would just like one-shot the wave. But it's been nerfed a lot, so I don't know if it's gonna one-shot the wave anymore. And if it doesn't, then it's gonna be very difficult. I mean, the thing about mid laners is these guys play a lot of Dota. They play a lot in the mid lane, and they know their matchups. So I do believe that this.
Choose your hero.
Backline jump as well versus the Sniper. Doom is
10
kind of
seconds
middle.
remaining.
Drop the ring.
Thái mà family nào lúc bà làm thì muốn giờ lúc bà
5 seconds remaining.
Lúc đó Thái mà không tiêu gì
Also like
MMA là MMA
the
có
go-to mid right now. Like really
Wow,
useful
tao nó
in
không
the
ngã
lane,
tiền bro.
good in the lane. Very useful at securing your side lane.
Good setup as well. Like a hero that kind of run around with the
Tao nó thầu.
snap. You can Monkey King.
Tao nó thầu
Honestly, I
reality
consider
of
this like a global
tí
hero.
bà tự lạ.
Yeah, we'll see.
He is. Strider, Facet. He's so fast at running around the map.
You were doing
Well, we
very
just
well.
had a little
I'm
preview
very
right
proud of
there.
you.
When we're getting into game number
Proud
2
of
here in our
you.
best of 3 to see who goes into the upper and lower bracket. We're going to swing by Nomad, who has another coach interview for us.
Thank you very much, Nat. Yes, indeed, I'm here with Mariano as we're going to chat about these drafts. But firstly, I mean, first win of the tournament against the strongest team of the year. I mean, how do you manage that?
Just wins, you know.
Fair enough, it's a good win to choose. What were your thoughts after the last draft? You know, what was the communication? Do you think it was going to go that well?
The difficult thing against we had good preparation and it worked out.
Snapfire bigger.
Alright, so then, you know, looking at this next draft, you know, do you think you're going to have the same success? Do you have the same confidence coming into game number 2?
Yeah, I have confidence in him to beat any team in this tournament. It's all about, you know, tier 1 teams. They know how to adjust. You know, so it's always gonna be like a really tough fight.
I don't think so.
Which means
Big KP. KP နဲ့ win money နဲ့ခုနကတော့ KP ကနိုင်သွားတယ်ခုတော့
so much. Of course,
I
there with the
I'm at
Mariano,
them.
the legend
That's-
himself. I loved his like mentality there. Difficulties not being immense. It's like an anime line.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, it's the right mindset. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Because
Lumpy,
we've seen upsets in the
lumpy,
past,
lumpy.
and oftentimes that's unfortunately how it goes. You get kind of an awesome game one, and then the upset doesn't continue, and then the upset is upset, and then the fans of the team who was supposed to upset are then upset.
Tiny.
And it's very upsetting.
Go Mayday.
So what I'm saying is, they need to win 2 games, like he said.
That's really good.
Breathe out,
No, I can dig it, and of course, like I think that we talk about kind of the young upstarts on this team. People think about it as a young team, but the reality is there are a couple of these like storied players, and of course their coach too, that's been around for freaking ever. I mean, this guy was back in 2014. We were watching Mariano under Papita. It was a Papita way back in the day. But now getting to see how they're going to handle this team at number 2, and of course how Falcons are going to back up in a position that they're not super used to.
He
already dropped down
Now, Sniper's been getting a lot of hate around the old TI talent room. Every time I come into the room, I keep hearing people moaning the little creature because he's not doing too well. I think his win rate's not very high at this tournament. I think at one point it was like 20% or something. Being in pretty much every game, it felt like when you turned on the screen. But this is the thing that support Sniper's probably best at in the entire game, is First Blood.
Yeah.
If you don't get First Blood with this hero, it's GG. Like, you better be getting it by spending all your shrapnels.
You can see Skitter there on one side of the lane, but if you look a little bit further up that lane, you're going to see El Misho getting absolutely bullied by Snake King, since he is completely out of mana at this point in time. And Moo's also getting pushed back a little bit there by Crick. Gotta be careful. Not an easy time playing that one out. But yeah, I completely agree with you. Like, Sniper, once you've used all your shrapnel charges early on, you have no mana left, and you're just kind of running around as a little guy with some boots and the tangos. It's not great.
This was over before we started.
He's been really good versus Snake King. Because level 1 Clockwork is a beast, right? You just run at people with battery assault, and you're trying to get as much as you possibly can. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite get that continued damage there into Italy, so. El Misho also almost back up to 2 shrapnel charges here. It's gonna be hard to get really aggressive with a Doom as his ally, though.
Well, and we were talking, you know, the panel as I was looking at them, they kind of
admiring them even.
Exactly. They kind of looked like a group of people that were trying to convince themselves that this was a good draft from Falcons. Because I don't know, I wasn't a full believer. There was a lot of like kind of weird things that felt like it went on with it. How are you feeling about the 2 drafts?
By the end of it, you know, it kind of feels similar to game 1, where I feel like the Beast Coast had the better draft. I liked Falcons a little bit better in game 1. Again, I'm favoring Beast Coast draft here. Just once more, looks a little bit easier to play. They have the actual like core Wind Ranger. Feels pretty good. You get those items, and you know things are going to be all right for you. They have the Doom this time, which didn't work out very well for Falcons, but there's a lot of pressure on Lumpy to be the one who makes the moves. I think that was the thing that I was looking for the most, was this last pick that we're going to go for Beast Coast. Like, because you had the Puck ban, you have the Storm ban, and so you have a couple other heroes that can sort of fulfill that tempo role. And I will say a lot of them have a harder time doing it. That does include Tiny. So I think if it's anyone who has this pressure to make sure it is a good game for Beast Coast, it probably is Lumpy.
We'll see if he's able to make good use of it indeed and have himself an okay time out of that mid is on and on. But at least at this early going, you can see Monkey King having a great time of it. 15-5 versus the 9-1 on the Tiny. And of course, that was that last pick, like talking about. So
yeah.
You're anticipating this.
Yeah, and Malrine doing very, very well here. Like, he's probably the hero I like the most in their draft. Like, throughout most of the draft, I was kind of hurting. Like, it is a strong duo, like Clockwork Razor, but
right.
He's not the most confidence-inspiring hero here.
Fairliden still getting in there. Yeah, and I think that there's also something to be said for like maybe like a little bit of overlap in terms of what the heroes are doing, and are they going to have the damage that they need coming out of this to really, you know, come away with the mid-game team fights that we're anticipating. They were able to proc the Jingu there. Could be a bit of a concern for them as the game goes on. Show some trees right by Snake King there. Did they manage to find him? Tighten out his growth. They see him.
Dire structures are
Now, Misha's doing a really good job of not like panic shrapneling. Because one of the best feelings versus support snipers when you get him to waste a shrapnel.
Oh yeah. Look at this though, man. Skinner taking a ton of damage and completely forced out from under their tower. In spite of that, still having a very good lane. 17 and 5 on that Razor. They're coming out a little bit ahead in all of their fights.
Kind of scary here, but it is constant pressure from the sniper. But yeah, as you can see, it's just hard to get that final kill. This Doom doesn't really offer anything in that regard, especially before you even get your creep ability, so you often don't see the Devour very early anymore.
Nice glyph there. That is going to be annoying for Lumpy.
Lumpy's having a bad time. This is 15 denies.
Oh god. Run! He's coming for you. Look at that courier. It's terrifying. that is really annoying to deal with.
And he can't even like grab the wave or anything either.
This is pretty nice as they chase down the Razor all the way under. Now he manages to find that kill. Amisho is going to die, but now the movement comes in from Crit. See if they can get a little bit of counterplay, and indeed they will be able to. One trade. Managed to take down that Doom.
That's costing their Razor, so already a hero who you're kind of hoping to win this lane, right? Like that was the whole idea of the draft. You saw Doom, you took the Razor, and also a hero that doesn't do that well when behind. You know, you hate seeing the Razor as like the lowest core on net worth.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a rough series so far for Skeeter, not having the type of start that he's wanted. See if he can pull it back together here. Now they are going to make the move up, and this is a key kill. So good rotations coming in from Falcons to get the punish. That is what you get for getting a bottle refill there. Although he does manage to get a return kill on the Snake King.
And part of this and why this is able to occur is because you have this matchup of the Centaur Warrunner versus the Wind Ranger, which every team has been exploring and just building upon because you know that you don't need help. Ammar can just be up here and he will not die. There's just no way, right? Like Crit should be completely free to roam, to go recover these other lanes. And Snapfire is one of the best heroes at making those rotations because of the cookie. And the ridiculous passive, of course, of full bore.
Right, this is where the value came in their draft and things looked very, very nice. Part of what, you know, the Centaur pick, like you said, is just so valuable.
Hey, does he die here? 1600 HP.
Well, it's not looking like it yet, although the rotation's coming in. I mean, if you pick this hero to survive and he ends up dying, that's very bad. Avalanche done. They got the kill.
Couldn't close the distance. Get far enough away for that not to occur. Very well done.
6. Wukong's 7-minute mark coming in.
Looking to dance his way there in the trees.
Like, yeah. Snake King. He's coming. Forward. Tally's there. Oh, and he's just going to get pushed and pummeled around a little bit. Does not want to die, but will. In the meantime, though, they weren't quite able to take the other one away either. Crit with the quicker fingers on the Booze and a cookie in hand. So Wisdom Runes going their way.
2 kills and 2 Wisdom Runes?
Yeah, that's rough.
That's a 7-minute disaster right there. That is not 7 minutes in heaven. That's 7 minutes of hell.
It's just nothing good. And Tiny is so far behind right now. Doom comes in, not again. Not again. Malrine is just all over him right now. What a sick play as they are just abusing this Doom. That is nuts.
Yeah, that's a bad time. Oh, they're not done.
Yeah, he can't really do much to help here. It's mega dead. They're like, yeah, there's a ward up there. Surely, it's no ward. It's a monkey king.
Oh,
Razor is
he
is catching up to this Wind Ranger. He was like 600 gold behind before, and everyone's neck and neck. So many rotations to help out.
Ammar steals the regen rune away from Lumpy. He just wants to be able to play the game. And it's going to beat a while. I mean, mean, this is lane bleed all over the place. It's a 2,000 gold lead for Falcons, and this is much more we're anticipating out of this squad coming into the games today. It's level 4 Doom, man.
Yeah.
What the hell are you supposed to do?
Malrine is just, like Jenkins said, global on this hero. It is certainly true. It is such a ridiculous hero right now. He's fun though. I like watching him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Alright, so this is really awkward. You have a level 3 Marcy and a level 4 sniper. What do?
I mean, yeah, and like
honestly,
your Tiny can't do anything either. If you build stacks, they're gonna steal them. Like, it's all up to the Wind Ranger, I feel like, in this one right now.
You pretty much need to get a power rune for your Tiny and pray.
Yeah.
You know, at least the last one was regen. So it could be maybe get a haste. That would be nice.
Well, and notably, in the last game that we saw, Falcons kind of ended up in a situation not as dire as this. It was pretty bad, but it wasn't this bad. And they were able to find that clutch kill at the important moment. Now, can Beast Coast do the same thing? It's not looking like it. Just level 3, it's really tough to make that go. If they could get a kill, it would sort of stop the bleeding a little bit, but it just looked like Falcons are playing too far forward and really shutting off any opportunities for them.
The good news for Beast Coast is that Pyke's still really farmed, right? Yeah. Almost has the Maelstrom done here on the Wind Ranger. It is a whirlwind game here. So, gonna be looking for multiple items, trying to catch you in a big team fight. Maybe they can force that to happen for themselves, but you gotta imagine that Falcons, I mean, Crit's sitting here with ultis, so a single boundless for Malrine could turn into something.
By damage, jumps away.
Fortunately, it's not the hero you wanted on, and I mean, amplify damage isn't even going to do anything for a Tiny anyway. He quite literally just needs a haste or an invis to maybe make a play, but he's level 7. Like, he doesn't even have the levels to make a play.
No, it's really bad. It's quite bad. Game is in a dire spot. And really, it just, I mean, although if they make mass TP rotations, they can find a turnaround toss, toss back. I mean, the one thing here that I think Falcons do need to be careful about is if they put themselves in a position where they, like, basically give an initiation to Beast Coast, they do have some damage that they can throw out there and try and blow people up.
Tiny, let's be
level 6. Lumpy, little toss.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Tries to pull the aggro off of the tower, but it will be tier 1 tower going down.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Desperately trying to force something here. This is good. They use the Doom to make sure there's no stampede.
All right.
They can at least get a guaranteed core kill. Guaranteed. Yeah. Oh, fine. Blade Mail finished up here with his 4 bracers.
Much needed, and Kali already queuing up that Midas and wanting to go towards it. Falcons for some retribution themselves. They get Pyke, that'll be a huge kill.
Says no. Doesn't think it's gonna happen.
Get found though. Ooh, barely get. I mean, that's huge. If they can get away with these heroes, this is really big. The gank made the move that they needed. They're cutting into the lead. They're still getting farm.
Snaking DP mid. No, Amar.
Middle tower
Please,
is under attack.
help this guy out, man. He's level 5. They got double wisdom runes and he's still level 5.
That is pretty annoying.
Snaking, you gotta be greedy, dude. Give me some hook shots. I mean, he needs 7. I need a flare here, too. Gotta find some people. Gotta keep the pressure up on this map.
That's,
Oh, this Marcy would be so dead right now.
I mean, they're still in a really, really good state, but you're right. Like, that is probably one of the avenues to try and sort of shut down this game a little bit more.
I mean, they're at the point where it's like hookshot plus kisses, and kills are going to be flowing with the mobility of a Monkey King.
And I think if you get hookshot kisses thrown out, that doesn't stop you from playing aggressive with Falcon's Draft. They're still incredibly strong. But like all these little things, even, you know, getting a free wave here, that's level 6 now for Snake King.
He's just backing up Skeeter too.
Yeah. What have we here? I mean, this is the one thing, right? You look at the kill score, 8 to 5. It's a 3,000 gold lead. It's very good for them, but if you're not getting kills with this lineup, are you really going to be able to keep accelerating the lead? Oh, nice play there. Using the illusions to body block.
Yeah, that could have been bad. Good escape from Lumpy.
goes right over the top, but it will not matter. Kisses used, Stampede used, got the kills.
Isn't an odd sport here, spawning for Lumpy. He knows that Snake King's lurking nearby.
So, back to farming, trying to get into a Maelstrom for himself. Tiny needs to get to that Blink Dagger. Would solve a lot of the problems, but I like the decision to just like use the Stampede to ensure that they get that kill. Like anything that you can do to sort of put the screws a little bit more to Beast Coast is going to be really nice.
Yeah, the good news for them is that they're not going to lose their Wisdom Rune at 14. There you go. Nobody's here. Moose grabs it. He's still level 5. Wait, after the 14-minute Wisdom?
It's been a rough game, Trent.
I mean, he also has 2 points in the sidekick this game too, so he also recognizes like he can't go for this 2-3 build he did last time. I think my Wind Ranger needs me. I gotta buff up this Whirlwind if we're gonna have a chance in the team fight. That's also why Pyke, he's going for this build where he's going for the Maelstrom into BKB as opposed to the like Gleipnir rush that we've seen some other Wind Rangers do. Because he actually wants to use Whirlwind early, which you need the BKB for.
You still could make the swap if you wanted to, depending, but I have a feeling that, yeah, the BKB will be what he goes for. How close are we? That's about 800 gold away for Lumpy to finish off his Blink Dagger. Throws it out, backs away. 4 bracers and a blade mail.
交一個先你要 share share 一，另外 share 都唔要上完高呢。
But yeah, it's very much a wait for this window and try not to lose anything along the way. Snake King, they're going to actually ensure and pop ulti to kill that ward and keep their other ones alive. Moose farming up some cogs for this trouble too. Rest of the team moving in. Moose in a world of hurt.
Okay, if he does. This is fine. The smoke is over. Wind Ranger gets away. This is okay. Like, this is pretty ideal, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way your support's surviving, so just take it.
Falcons keeping that pressure on and waiting for their items before we start to see any type of, you know, big push for objectives yet. Obviously, the big thing that you could be waiting for would be that 20-minute mark. Pyke not realizing that there's a ward nearby. In trouble, there's the hook shot connection, and is gonna be brought down. They wouldn't stick around, right?
Alright,
this is Blink's done. Skitter, they're gonna run into triangle. This move from Beast Coast has to work here.
Okay, he is BKB though. Do they? I mean, he's Doom too.
They saw him on this ward. He's gonna come and farm this. It's right by a tier 2 tower. It's a bold move, but they're gonna go for it. Avalanche toss, but there it is. Stampede and BKB to run away. Snake King already taking a lot of damage out from Tali. Now the cookie comes out as well. That's Wukong's command down. That fight did not work the way that they wanted it to. It can't even quite get the kill on the clock. So they lose El Nicho. They're going to lose another here. Snake King, does he manage to get out of there? It's looking pretty close. And, oh, power shot. Oh, hey, they get him.
Lumpy?
Oh, Lumpy making some plays here.
I think Pyke's out though. He's not coming back to help.
No, that's going to be the end of the road.
Tries to smash Snake King.
Please come help me. Matches. Lumpy. Blink. Oh, gets one more hit. Jukes to the side, wants to blink away, and Lumpy gets a little bit out of there. Wow. Came in to help. He's going to be punished. Does have another shackle. Not going to matter.
Well, he saved Lumpy.
True.
Can't sacrifice yourself for Tiny.
And this is now Falcons starting to put the hurt to him.
Nice play by Snake King though. To lurk around, then go for the hook shot at like 10% HP.
Oh yeah.
King
Same
game and
the Doom right now.
Okay, well that's impressive.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
We were talking about his level 6.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, he was struggling to get there, not so much anymore. Lumpy never ended up leaving. Doesn't have a TP.
See where he decides to go to. Looks like he's just going to try and grab another wave. Does not have all that much mana. A little bit concerning, but Nonetheless, we'll keep cutting those waves. Alicio tries to run away from the Razor, and it looks like he will get out of there for the moment.
Is he gonna die?
I mean, his courier is dead.
I think he's dead.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
All right, Lumpy.
Oh, they let him go.
I might as well play this game. Oh, now his monster here, so yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Buying some time. I mean, courier dead, didn't have a TP. What else can you do?
Space! Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
Gets out of there. Nice jump to the right. Away from it.
Oh.
Stampede? His friends did not stick around, so. 8,000 gold lead now as East Coast.
Look at that, okay, we got a plan. We have a game plan.
Just cut the waves.
Cut the waves. Do not play Dota. Play Lane Simulator.
It's fair.
Oh, PoE action here. PvE, that's the one.
Grab another wave there towards mid. Back away. And for Falcons, you got to imagine at some point they're going to start looking towards those objectives, whether it be Roshan or thinking about shutting down the rest of these tier 2 towers.
AOE ပါလေပြစ်လို့ရှင်အခုကဒါနေနေလို့ပြီးတော့ W က carry လို့နောက် lane ညမှာကျန်တာအာလီပိုင်းအဲ့လောက်မကျန်ဘူးဒီကောင် Glipna တွေ BKB တွေ critical အဲ့3ခွက်ရသွားတယ်ဆောင်းကျန်တယ်ဒီကောင် shape ဖြစ်တာဗျာ
It feels bad.
shape ဖြစ်လို့ပေါ့
Particularly like when you're playing against like Centaur, Razor, you know, these heroes, you're not finding kills that consistently on them, and even, you know, Clock and Snapfire, big strike guys.
I mean, he's level 13 though, and he's definitely got quite a bit of damage. Making though 1900 HP.
Oh no! Wait a minute, toss that. Oh, the damage reduction from the Invis rune, I think kept him alive against that. Oh my god, it's so unlucky. That is nuts. And now Lumpy unlucky, gets tossed in here. Oh, wait a minute, the initiation that was promised, and there's Stampede run away. That is why that hero is an answer.
That's only a level 11 Doom still, so he's gonna live.
Very well. Yeah,
otherwise he'd be dead for sure.
He's even afraid. Goes back to farming. What's the equal? What does that mean?
Dyer's middle
This is all
tower is
chat.
under
Maybe you
attack.
just misclicked.
Do it with flair.
21 minutes, Wisdom Rune.
Maybe he means it's gonna be 1-1.
Oh, I
No,
see.
they're equal now.
Oh, I like that. And assassinate.
Dyer's structures
Nothing
are
happens.
fortified.
Full
Dyer's
Gleipnir
middle
done for
tower
the
is
Monkey
under
King.
attack.
East Coast could be thinking about taking down that old Tormentor, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, 3-point sidekick. I don't think they can actually just do it with 2 though.
No.
Definitely not without Whirlwind.
Well,
right?
They're whirlwinding.
Definitely not when enemy teams see.
Oh no. They got him again. They got him again. Alright, BKB run away. Wise decision.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
This is very much a, you know, Falcons are going to take whatever they want across the map and not giving any objectives up for free. Although, oh yeah, Crit, he comes over and takes the wisdom too.
Radiant's middle
The
tower
best
is
here to
under
just
attack.
nuke these waves.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
Push it out. Delay.
And I mean, we have seen some crazy late game scenarios where these tinies start to do some pretty insane amounts of damage. Eyes on that phylactery, maybe eventually an Aghanim Scepter, what have you. It does feel like in this game it's going to need to come off the back of an overextension from Falcons. And, well, this one, not so much an overextension, is dead immediately.
Dyer's bottom
Mar
tower
also bought
is
a
under
gem,
attack.
I think I just saw.
That means it's probably Roach time. This Razor's gonna have BKB Manta Aegis.
It's very strong.
Yep. Super hard to deal with. And then if they have the gem, they're gonna close out the map, get rid of all this vision, make the sieging nice and easy. They're probably gonna play super clumps. They have this pipe on the Centaur Warrunner, which just negates the ability for the Tiny to do its thing. And that means we're gonna need a push-out play here where he just like jumps and chucks someone into danger. Preferably into a Doom. Maybe he gets bailed out after by Alicia's Sports Stab, and they can sort of because, well, he's definitely going to be an easier target than this Razor, that's for sure. So I like that idea. You can use this Aegis now to just farm into his BKB.
So farmed. Crit's thinking about like Link Aghanims, which is really scary.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
They're just going to be chucking NMR.
Nice reaction there from Lumpy. Shield rune in hand and manages to just get out of there. But yeah, that is really going to be the problem. Up top, Hunting and El Micho, in spite of the early first blood, is feeling very similar to a creep right now. Just dying. Oh. No, even came with him.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
Noble effort.
Dyer's middle tower is falling.
That tower goes down. Yeah, this moment right now, they've got Phylactery done on Lumpy, so a little bit of extra damage. But it's gonna need to be a pretty isolated target for it to be full. Looks like they're gonna smoke out now. Shows for a moment here. It's hard to find anybody. He does go for a Primal Spring down.
Maybe they get a tree cut. Maybe that's how they get back into this.
Ability.
By then, I guess there'll be a tree grab because there's no quelling.
Or power shot?
Yeah,
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
All right, the big wraparound. Micho is not there, but they know where all of Falcons is. All right, they do this. They find one right at the start. On him, toss back, stomp done. Is it going to be enough to... Oh, what? How's the longest 4 seconds in the world? Crit gets away like it's nothing. Meanwhile, Pike just has to TP out.
They didn't want to doom him. You were doing very well.
Oh my god, he's tipping Lumpy.
Yeah, dude, you crushed him mid.
I mean, it was like last game. I think it's the carryover from that. Half a smiley face.
They need the spray.
You know, they say act like you've been here before, but he hasn't. So it's all good to go. He's ready for it. 21,000 gold lead.
Yeah, I think they're good to go wherever they'd like on this map.
Crimson Guard done too.
I mean, Crit's half HP and just farming right next to their face, you know? One of those games.
Oh yeah.
Not concerned. Aghanims is just about finished, so we can get some cheeky little plays come out here soon.
Well, and I'm curious with this one too. Like, if we're seeing, you know, them play this defensively, which granted, I think it's a good decision too, because you've got Tiny that can toss back under tier 4 towers. It's very viable that, you know, if you toss, whether it be the Razor or the Monkey King or something, back behind there with the Doom on them, they're going to get brought down. Because there hasn't been that investment in the Link.
I don't know, maybe. I mean, the single target damage, there's one problem with Whirlwind, is the single target damage is not great.
Yeah. Hook shot, they find one. Bring him down. Dead. Beast goes body blocking each other. But do get away in the end as Lumpy. Some trouble. Tiny. Nowhere to go. Does have a toss at the ready, but going for a walk with Skitter. That shard. Dangerous stuff. Another 2 hitting the dust.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Got a little trio up top here heading towards the Wisdom Rune.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's 30 seconds away here. Now they found Pike.
Stampede. Trying to bring him down. BKB.
Angle.
Oh, they got him. Yeah, that one hurts. That one hurts. Although, wait for it. Wisdom. 3 seconds. They're going to get it. Moves make the move. He's got to dispose. They're pinging right where he is. They're right on top of him.
Alright, Moose. Rest in peace.
Oh no. Snake King, he decides to come on over. Dun, 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 dun. Moose, run! Run! The jetpack, he's coming. He's trying to take down the cogs, but they're so hard to bring down. The cogs. Oh, jeez. And they get the kill. They also took down Vitaly on the other side. This is going to be, well, a lot of objective damage done. So they'll take both Wisdom Runes. Holy smokes. What a dominant performance here from Falcons in this game, too.
busting out some of their bread and butter there, that Razor, and other teams not able to be very successful with it, but this was one of the ones the Falcons used a lot throughout the year. Of course, one of their big flex heroes they like to use alongside that Timbersaw, where you never quite know where it's going. And even though you think it's probably going to be safe playing the entire draft, you can never quite be sure. As Disarm Sneaking actually misses here.
Come on,
yeah, the turn.
Oh no, all right. Well, maybe he's keeping out of range. They didn't quite find him. He's got a little bit fogged there. So Sniper lives to fight another day.
Hold on.
Ava toss. Big Joe, no, the boundless, he can get it off the time, and now this has to watch as the Tiny's gonna be brought down. Run away on B show.
I'm still not sure if he's gonna live.
Skitter. They find moves though.
Oh, they got LB show too. Oh no. He got found after all that. Nowhere is safe.
Yeah, I mean, anybody on the map, they just killed all of them.
All right, let me see a gobble up here, Crit. Make use of this thing.
Throw Skitter into Fountain. Let's see it.
That'll be fine.
Dyer's bottom tower is under
Big
attack.
chances, and he's just gonna live.
Trying to looten up there. Keep scouting.
See what's happening. Top side being also pressured by Amar on the Centaur. It's such a good answer to like Malrine being there if Tiny goes for an Abatos combo. You just interrupt it with the Boundless. Now we just, what even are we watching? It's for Razor.
Dyer's bottom barracks are under
Just
attack.
pushing the racks.
Standard stuff.
Can't do anything. All right, they got him. So they keep their racks alive. Falcons playing the safest game of Dota that I've seen in a while.
Close to the 1,000 gold per minute lead here.
I mean, to be fair, you know, that panel, they were talking about this. Chris been here before against SA teams. Don't want to make the same mistake again. Jump. Oh.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, the double. Wait a minute. Trying to get him out of there. And now the Gleipnir no longer playing it safe. They're playing to go crazy. And guess what? Crazy can still be safe because right now they are too far ahead. They're going for the tier 4 tower. Trying to take them down, planting their flags. Blink Dagger is done, but that is going to be the throne exposed. And are they going back now?
It's a flashy Snapfire egg, really good. It's not reveal. But you know, first real use we've seen.
Amar says, guys, I don't want to leave. We're taking the throne. I'm going to take it one hack swipe at a time. So they set their sights onto it. They did reset the glyph by taking that melee racks. Moves, observing what's going on. How much can they get done? The Ancient exposed. Beast Coast pulls it back in. Amar is there. They have the jump in from Snaking. Trying to dodge for the moment. Skitter gonna get the link up, take down that Doom. Lumpy tossing back into bounds. Snaking, he's still gonna live though. And now, eyes on the prize. They take down the Ancient. We're going to a game 3.
Yeah, they made him work for it.
GG ခေါ်တဲ့နေဟဲ့ K1 carry Beast က K1 မဟုတ်ဘူးလေ bro K1 hero တွေမှာ Beast က carry တက်တက် carry တကောင်ပေါ့နော် carry မှာ PK ဆိုတဲ့ကောင် K1 မဟုတ်တော့တက်လူတွေပြောင်းသွားတယ် Let me again fatality Mika ဟုတ်တယ်မဟုတ်ပြီးတော့အဲ့အခုကဒီကောင်တွေယူတော့မှာ pro တွေအကုန်ရောက်နေရော bro rank ကအရန်နေနေရလဲပါတယ်100အမှ150 200လောက်ဆိုရင်ကျွန်တော်နဲ့ rank တူလောက်ပဲ 12k လောက်ပဲတူလောက်ပဲ C မှာ rank ပိုဟွာဖြစ်တယ်ဗောနော်မတရားပိုများတယ် ဒီယူရိုဘက်မှာကျတော့အဲ့ rank များတဲ့ကောင်တွေ 11k 12k များတယ်ဗျာအဲ့တော့တော့100တဲ့မဝင်ဘူးအဲ့လိုဖြစ်နေတာအဲ့ကျွန်တော် red တူလောက်ပဲတိတ်မကွာတော့23 space
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Twenty-three Aurora ပါလေလို့တင်း Aurora မှာဟာရအပြာကြောင်းနဲ့နှစ်ချက်ခုတ်တယ် BKB သွားနေဟုတ်တယ်ဟာပါနေလေ
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
340တယ်ဒါပေမဲ့900ကဲဂိမ်း3ဆက်မကြည့်တော့ပါဘူးအားလုံးပဲကျေးဇူးအများကြီးတင်ပါကျွန်တော်နောက်တစ်ပွဲကျွန်တော်ပြန်တက်လာခဲ့ပါမယ်เนาะအားလုံးပဲ see you ပါကျေးဇူးအများကြီးတင်ပါတယ်တက်တာပါခဏနေပြန်တက်လာခဲ့ပါဦးဗျခုလို့ဆိုတော့ခဏအောက်လိုက်ပါအောင်မယ်